Get it out, get it all out. Yes, it's make it last, make it last. You need it up, not everything. When it's driver, never stop. Passion, passion, something just bring it on. Sometimes the faster it gets, the less you need to know. But gotta remember, the smarter it gets, the further it's gonna go.
Oh yeah, blowing high dough from the Tragically Hip, Tragically Canadian. We've got a bunch of shit to look at tonight. Thank you again for joining me on the program. We haven't been in for a while. I'll be explaining that on the broadcast following this virtual smoke sesh. But yeah, needless to say, it should be pretty exciting. We got some stuff to look at. So let's go ahead and do that. I've got a cigarette here. If you don't like it, well, maybe you should hit the road as I hit the joint. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Some exciting stories here for you tonight, but I'm not going to go into them right this second. I'm just going to go ahead and look at the first one here. Now, we all know Justin Trudeau. We all know his father is obviously, a very famous communist who was in control of this kind of a powerful country for quite a long time. Am I fucking muted here? God, what the fuck is going on? I'm so sick of this StreamYard. All right, I might have been muted. So anyways, welcome to the broadcast again tonight. As always, I'm your host, Al Wooden, and this is news, politics, conspiracy theory chat. I haven't been on for a while, obviously. I've had some issues in my own life. If you'd like to hear about that, check out after this broadcast. I'll do an episode of Virtual Smoke Sesh. But yeah, anyways, we've got a bunch of stuff to get into, so let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, I seen somebody watching there for a few seconds, but they popped off, obviously because ScrewTube screwed me again and muted my fucking mic. I don't care. Pretty soon we're going to be moving this live broadcast to Odyssey or somebody that actually wants to have us. But when you have 85 subscribers and you can't get one person to ever tune into your live shows, it makes you think almost like you're wasting your goddamn time. And that's what I am doing on YouTube. So just letting you know, if you do want to watch the show from now on, pretty soon we'll be moving to another platform because this is a fucking waste of my time on this platform. And that's why I've taken a break for a while, among other things, is I don't like wasting my fucking time. And, admittedly, the product needs to be a bit better. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of our stories. I'm not wasting my entire night on this, but we do have a few things. So let's go ahead and get into it. We all know everybody's favorite Canadian dictator, Justin Trudeau. We all know his father was a well-known communist for many years, right? Who was in control of a pretty powerful country. No, I'm not talking about Fidel Castro. In fact, I'm talking about Pierre Trudeau with the whore wife that was handed out like Halloween candy. You know what I mean? The slutty wife that was given away freely like bread at communion. The slutty wife, the slutty mother of Justin Trudeau, who is said to have sucked many cocks, including Fidel Castro, Gene Simmons, and if I'm not mistaken, Ron Jeremy. Not that he cannot suck his own. So that's pretty disgusting. Anyways. So yeah, I actually have a story. I'm not just going to make jokes about it. And I discovered this while watching the Corbett Report, I believe. So go ahead and please check out CorbettReport.com. Unless you're a dumbass, then don't bother because stupid people won't like that website. It's full of documentaries, news videos just like this, and a weekly show called New World Next Week that I've been watching every day because it's one of the only things I can really fucking stand. So let's go ahead and check this out. If you haven't already read the title, CSIS, which is basically our CIA here in Canada, CSIS destroyed secret file on Pierre Trudeau, stunning historians. This was originally published June 15th, 2019. It was updated only a few hours later at 1:47 p.m. So, and the head thing is, it says Canada's spy service destroyed a Cold War dossier on Pierre Trudeau in 1989 instead of turning it over to the National Archives. So let's get into the story. And there's the ugly man there. Perhaps we'll check out the video. It says Ottawa, Canada's spy service destroyed a Cold War dossier on Pierre Trudeau in 1989 instead of turning it over to the National Archives, the Canadian press has learned. The Canadian Security Intelligence Service says the secret file on the former prime minister was scrapped because it fell short of the legal threshold for retention by either the service or the archives. News on the decision to purge the file, which is coming to light only 3 decades later, has stunned and disappointed historians. It's just outrageous. There's no other word to describe it, said Johnny English, who wrote an acclaimed biography of Trudeau. I think that's senior. It's a tragedy that this has happened, and I think the explanation is weak. You can say that again. Steve Hewitt, who has spent years chronicling the country's security services, called the destruction a crime against Canadian history. The wanton destruction. I never understood, why do they say the wonton? Are we talking about Chinese food here? Wonton, the wonton destruction. The wanton destruction cries out for parliamentary intervention to ensure that historically significant documents held by government agencies are preserved instead of being made to disappear down an Orwellian memory hole, said Hewitt, a senior lecturer at the University of Birmingham. The Trudeau file was among hundreds of thousands that newly created CSIS inherited in the 1980s after the RCMP security service was dissolved following a series of scandals. And I just want to take a really quick brief break to say, RCMP, we really need to have some revisions with the RCMP. First of all, I don't know why we have a Royal Police Force in Canada, but obviously we're still a British colony here, guys. Come on, guys. Anyway, that's a new thing I'm trying called fuck yourself. No, anyways, in a bid to uncover the subversities out to disrupt and establish subversies out, vote for me 2023. I can't even read this word here. Subversies out to disrupt. Oh, okay, you can see what it means by the context. Subversies is like to talk about people. In a bid to uncover subversies out to disrupt the established order, RCMP spies eyed a staggering variety of groups and individuals, from academics and unions to environmentalists, peace groups, and even politicians. In 1988, James Keheller, the federal minister responsible for CSIS at the time, directed the spy service to sort through the resulting heap of files. Some RCMP records, including voluminous files on Quebec Premier René Lévesque and NDP leaders David Lewis and Tommy Douglas. Tommy Douglas is, I recently learned, after giving him praise, that he's actually a eugenicist of the highest order. So, so what if he got his free healthcare? He was a piece of dog do. So that's a correction on my note. All right, so those files were sent to the National Archives. Others were destroyed, including dossiers on Prime Ministers John Diefenbaker. Oh, that doesn't sound German at all. John Diefenbaker. I am Jonathan Diefenbaker. I am the Prime Minister. Fucking Germans. They should have all been shot in the head after. Not all the Germans, but all the Nazis. They all should have been shot in the fucking head. Instead, they came over here and joined our government and our military. Google Project Paperclip. On with the article. Others were destroyed, including dossiers on Prime Ministers John Diefenbaker and Lester Pearson. Still, other files, judged to have current value at the time, went to CSIS's active intelligence holdings. And I think it's really important to note here about what I just said about Tommy Douglas, and I'm not sure about David Lewis, but you really got to realize, as far back as this, all 3 main parties have been controlled. This entire parliamentary system is a crock of stinking horse crap. It's a fucking road apple. So I'm so sick of people. We got to vote for the conservatives. We got to vote for the Mr. O'Toole because he's going to put everything back to normal. Coming all over your face with their talk of the next election. I mean, I'm so sick of these fucking retards. Can I call them what they are? Fucking retards. If you're going to vote for NDP, if you're going to vote for conservatives, or if you're going to vote for liberal, or no, I'll leave the Green Party alone, but you're still pretty stupid if you vote for them. You are a fucking retard and you shouldn't be voting in the first place. But go ahead, vote for something in a system that really doesn't matter and hopefully won't be around for much longer if we get together and do something about it. Now, I'm known for my emotional outbursts. I can scarcely finish reading an article without doing one, but let's go on. Others were destroyed, blah, 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 security records, Security records on individuals became eligible for disclosure under the Access to the Information Act only 20 years after a person's death. Until then, even the existence of a file is secret due to privacy considerations. You know what's funny is we're going to read an article after this about how even 10 years ago, Bill C-10 is nothing new. Even 10 years ago, they were trying to draft bills to censor Canadian internet. And I think it's really important to really stress to people, we need a Canadian political revolution. It doesn't have to be anything violent or anything crazy. We just need to get together and we need to realize these people don't represent us. They haven't represented us for a long time. And they're causing health problems, financial problems for everybody in this country. They think they can issue orders and they think they can do business and have actual communist parties here helping make decisions. And I'm just sick of it. That's part of the reason I haven't been doing this is I don't even want to address it because it's such a fucking mockery. But I'm getting back into it because, it's my duty. Now, let's just finish off this crusty pile of crap here. Let's see, rumors on the blah, 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 blah. Rumors on the file of Trudeau, Canada's third longest serving prime minister, have circulated for decades. In a 1959 memo in the RCMP's Levesque files indicates an undercover officers dully noted Trudeau's attendance at a gathering hosted by a Montreal artist. What the fuck is all this? U.S. Federal Bureau, the FBI, which has long worked closely with the Mounties, kept a watch on Trudeau for more than 30 years, charting his path from globe-trotting public intellectual who visited the Soviet Union in the early 1950s through his time as Liberal Prime Minister. I need a drink of water here. That's interesting. He went to the Soviet Union pretty much during right after World War One. Very strange. I really think that World War One, World War Two were a bunch of shit. I think they were really co-opted to help slaughter off all the big families and all the people who would actually pick up a gun and fight for freedoms. Wink, wink. But that's neither here nor there. The FBI's heavily censored 151-page dossier was released under the U.S. Freedom of Information Act just months after Trudeau's death in September 2000. In keeping with Americans' disclosure practices, the Canadian press recently requested the former Prime Minister's RCMP file under the Access Law from Library and Archives Canada and the CSIS prior to the 20th anniversary of his passing next year, given that it can take many months to process such applications. The archives swiftly replied that they do not have a Trudeau dossier. CSIS said its records indicate the file was destroyed on January 30th, 1989. In a written response to questions, the spy services said that a 1988 analysis of the Trudeau file concluded it did not meet the threshold in the CSIS Act to justify keeping it in the service's active inventory. The file also fell short of the criteria for preservation set out in the National Archives and was therefore destroyed the following year, CSIS added. Some bullshit about taking privacy concerns very seriously in CSIS because we know they're not spying on us. Of course, they're not. Of course. Let's see. In addition, guidelines regulations are always followed. And blah, 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 blah. I'm going to read this entire thing another time because there's probably some juicy shit in here. But let's see. Here's a quote. However, when the destruction of Pearson and Diefenbacher files became known 7 years ago, the spy service noted they were presumably compiled at the height of the Cold War with the Soviet Union. That was a time when, as some historians argue, the security community occasionally saw threats that hindsight being 2020 might seem exaggerated to us today. Yeah, embracing fucking communism and shit. All right. Well, is there anything else of substance in here? I mean, that was an absolute fucking nothing burger. I honestly thought that would have a lot more in it. Yeah, like is there anything in there? No, exactly. So yeah, I'll just finish off reading it. Whatever, who cares? In addition, guidelines and regulations. See, like, there's nothing in here. There's nothing fucking in here. This is a complete, absolute waste of time. This article. I didn't pre-check it. CSIS pointed out that such behavior helped spur the federal government to divorce Security Intelligence Agency from law enforcement, leading to the creation of CSIS, a civilian agency. Yeah, okay, whatever. Historians say that does not excuse erasing security files of former prime ministers from the national record. It is the sort of practice expected of an authoritarian state and not a proper democracy. Sorry, when I read the words proper democracy in relation to this country, it just really gets me. That values its history, said Hewitt, co-author of recent Just Watch Us, which delves into the RCMP surveillance of the women's movement. Yeah, that's a little bit weird. And see, like, if you don't think that the RCMP is still surveilling all kinds of groups, sending in undercover agents to make them appear violent or crazy, you're dreaming. University of Toronto historian Robert Bothwell said security files like the one on Trudeau's tend to say more about the compilers than the subject of the surveillance. Nevertheless, important records should be kept. When it concerns a prime minister, it has historical value, he said. That's a pretty clear standard. So I just want to make the point that I did find I heard something a lot more meaningful in this article. This was a complete fucking waste of time. I'm embarrassed that I covered this. But I guess it does bring to light that they did have a file that they destroyed. But he was at one point publicly a Communist Party member. And I'm not sure at which point he switched, but I'm going to be doing more research on this because I really want to bring this up. Everybody likes to distract from this fact by saying, oh, his dad's Castro. His dad's Castro. Don't you see it? Look at the photos. Look beside. But his actual father was a real Communist Party member. And I can't fucking show you proof right now. Obviously, I didn't do a lot of work for this broadcast, but I just want to look at the story. And apparently there's not a lot in there, unfortunately. But, you can go ahead and look it up for yourself. Anyways, let's move on. But, it's just crazy to think that the guy visited Soviet Union in the 50s, was a Communist Party member, and became prime minister for so long. And, what did he really do in that time? There's a lot of stuff that he did that was looked poorly upon. I remember he had his entire family moon a bunch of workers who were striking. That's one thing that I know. Of course, that's not completely evil as much as it is just it's like what a royal person would do. Oh yeah, you're striking? Everybody, show them your bare assholes. What the fuck? Anyways, yeah. So we'll see if there's some comments. I really doubt there is, but I'm gonna be looking more into that and doing a full video on it. Next, after the break, I'm gonna take a quick pee. But you've heard about weed that you can eat. You've heard about weed you can vape. You've heard about weed that you can take with a tincture. But what about weed that you can snort? That's right. Weed that you can snort. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at one of these articles briefly, but yeah, we'll click on it right here. Click on it right here. Snorting weed, 600 milligrams of THC. Jesus Christ! But while I pee, I'm going to play a video for you. Much of it we'll get through. It's a 6-minute video. We'll probably just play a little bit of it, if it even works. But basically, essentially, we've been subjected to some checkpoints here. We're not allowed to leave the provinces. And in some provinces, such as British Columbia, they've actually been sliced into 3 portions where you're not allowed to leave your health sector. So this video shows Dan Dix of Press for Truth. Got to check him out if you're interested in Canadian news or news in general. He shows you exactly what happens if you refuse to give them any information. And there's another video that you might not have seen of somebody coming back from the airport and what happens to them. And, I don't want to spoil it, so I'll go ahead and show you it now. But yeah, please do enjoy that. I gotta pee, and then I'll see if there's any comments. I really gotta piss though. Sorry. That's just the way it happens sometimes, you know. Are we gonna play here, or are we not gonna play? Are we gonna play here, or no? It's not gonna work. Is it? Holy sweet fuck! Oh boy. You know what? Is it gonna work? It should work. Shout out to StreamYard. If you're going to get into video production, stay the fuck away from StreamYard because they're amateurs. I mean, fuck you, StreamYard. You listening?
We have some police officers up ahead here. Look like they're stopping people, so let's see what this is all about. Good, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic, thank you.
Cool.
So the reason we're here is for the community compliance and the provincial health order for travel restrictions.
Okay.
What's your travel today?
Heading home.
Okay, and where's home for you?
I don't want to answer that.
Okay, why not?
Just don't feel I need to answer that question.
Well, actually you do. You have to let us know where you're coming from, what the purpose of travel is, and where you're going to.
I'm not telling you where I'm coming from. I'm told you I'm going home. And,
Okay, but I don't know where you're home is.
yeah, it is.
Okay, and is it, like, you just, tell me a city.
I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Why?
Because that's a violation of my rights having to tell you where I haven't done anything wrong.
You do have to tell me where you're going to, because right now I can't abiding by the travel restriction. So it really always have to tell me where you're going to. It's kind of letting you go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, well, what I need to do is cool. All right.
How you doing?
It's on a fast ordered a bit, so it goes faster.
What's going on here? Am I being detained?
That's usually what happens when you get stopped by the police. You wait for about 20 minutes. Holy fuck.
Hi.
Good.
Good. How are you? Good.
Yep.
Their government is asking their health history.
Jesus fucking Christ here, people. All right. Well, I think you got the general idea. I just want to take a piss anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and close this tab. Please do check out Dan Dix at Press for Truth. And essentially what happens there is he's eventually just let through the checkpoint, and the supervisor says, yeah, you're free to go. What the fuck is this? Oh, choosers. I'm in Nova Scotia, you dick tree. Fucking, oh, did I just accidentally choose the thing that I was actually in? All right, you know what? I don't even fucking care. I mean, this is craziness. Alberta. I'm in Alberta. When was I born? 2006, October, and 19. And of course, we all. What? You're not old enough to use Leafly? Fine, I'll just say I'm fucking older, you cock-sucking fuck. There, is that good enough for you? You fucking dumb. Oh, look at that. It's almost like it's completely useless to put your age requirement on there. Yeah, okay. So this is here it is. Canada bumps. And I forgot to finish what I was talking about. So yeah, basically, once you just say it's against my rights, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's against my rights, and you're not allowed to violate my rights, no matter the situation, then the police are powerless. And a lot of this stuff really is just they're testing the waters. They want to see what people are going to be forced to comply with, and or are going to be willing to comply with, and the power is really up to us. I mentioned before I took my pee break. There was a guy who went through the airport and he was coming back, and there was all this stuff in the news. Oh, you're gonna have to force quarantine, and they put you in a thing. Here's the thing: is you don't even have to test. If you refuse, you don't even have to test, and you can just walk out. Now that might make a lot of crazy Karens angry, but in reality, it should show you that all these laws, all these dictates, they're not laws, all these orders that they're giving us, they don't have the right to do this. And in fact, they're criminal action, in my opinion. You're violating our chartered rights and freedoms for over a year and a half now. And you're trying to tell people they got to stay at home. You're not even giving them recommendations, but yet if you don't follow it, they can give you a fine. Do you know how many people who have had to pay the fine, who have refused this stuff on Canadian constitutional grounds, or whatever the fuck it's called, Bill of Canadian Rights, whatever toilet paper exists that is their poor excuse for rights in this country? They throw it out. So all this stuff is voluntary. Anyway, Canada bumps. Let's bring up the mood a little bit. Canada bumps, unique cannabis concentrates. Oh my god, and this is in Canada too. Holy fuck, because I know that symbol. Unless that's I would like to find out if this is available in Canada. It's pretty disgusting. And it even comes with this nice little straw. And if this is available in Canada, I'm not sure if it is. But it just goes to show you, when they first legalized weed here, they wouldn't let anybody buy from a store or anybody sell from a store. You had to order in the mail and wait for like a fucking week, because we all know that when you want to get high, you don't mind waiting a week or two. And most of the weed really sucked. But anyways, now they've got fucking fake cocaine that's actually weed. That's not going to be a gateway drug to anything. No. Okay, so let's just read this shit. A new cannabis product was made the waves this past week, and not in a good way. Canada bumps, a snortable powdered cannabis concentrate packaged to look like cocaine, got the eye of a few industry leaders. They tweeted their reactions, pretty much a chorus of "so gross," and by the weekend, weed Twitter was piling on it. Alice Moon said, "Can someone please write about this snortable cannabis that's being sold in California? Like, what the fuck? It even comes with a mini spoon for easy snorting and a card to break it up. This is gross and not what I want to see in the cannabis industry." And again, this is what happens. This is what happens when you let them, this is just a start, when you let them take the soul out of the weed industry, when you let them keep people who are going to be poor farmers, who would be people who would be profiting off it, single mothers and shit. When you keep them out, when you keep craft growers out and you let big corporations literally have a giant fucking monopoly in the entire country, and you're not allowed to grow your tomatoes and sell your tomatoes. You got to give me $10,000, then you got to get a storefront, and then maybe you can sell drugs on my turf. You understand me? You fucking piece of shit. That's what this is. And by the way, we're gonna make fake cocaine to get your kids interested in doing cocaine and meth and all this fucking shit. Yeah. Wouldn't want the kids to get their hands on the weed, man. We gotta make strict rules to make sure the kids don't get their hands on the weed, man. But now we'll have fake cocaine. It's disgusting, man. It's fucking disgusting. Whoever came up with this product, I would like to see them beaten to a fucking pulp. I would like to see someone just take them out behind the school and beat the fucking piss out of them. Not enough of these fucking cocksuckers have had the piss beaten out of them. and they just don't know what it's like when someone really tells you what the fuck is up. I don't want to, you can't fucking sue them for this. You can't do any of that. Just they need a good ass kicking. Whoever the fuck came up with this shit. Because this is encouraging people to do drugs. The whole point of weed is to get people off of fucking hard drugs. Disgusting. Disgusting. They should probably find a way to sue these cocksuckers. But this is what happens when you let the industries get involved with weed, when it should be people. It should be empowering the people, and it's empowering super fucking rich people already. Anyway, I had something else to say, but I'll just save it. Have some fun with your cannabis with our unique cannabis concentrate. Cannabumps are just what they sound like. Cannabis concentrate designed to be consumed through the nose. I wonder if that's bad for your nose. I wonder if it's bad. Ingested directly or added to your favorite food. Cannabumps are designed to allow THC molecules to transfer directly into the blood circulation through the nasal cavity, bypassing the liver and digestive system for immediate effect with a pleasant drip. Oh my God. Now, I've never really done cocaine myself or any snorting drugs, but I happen to know a few people that do, and they're always like, oh, I love that drip, man. I love that drip. I take it back. Whoever made this should be fucking charged with something. I don't know what, but they should be charged with something, man. These fucking disgusting cockroaches. And this is what you get. In 100 years from now, weed will be just as deadly as tobacco is. You bring out the Cannabumps at the party, me and my friends are going to laugh at you until you leave. Anybody who does cocaine is a fucking retard loser, by the way. Just want to let you know, if you do it, that's what I think of you. I won't be mean to you. I'm not going to peer pressure you into stop doing your drugs. I really don't give a fuck what you do, but I look at you as a fucking retarded loser. And you can say what you want about me. I don't really give a fuck. So I'm some jerk off who gets 10 views a fucking show. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I just don't care. My nose feels fine, though. Subreddit R Weed picked up the powdery product and continued the conversation. The reaction was mixed. A few defended the product. Some people love snorting stuff, and this is a cool idea to get an instant high without carrying a cartridge pen, which runs the risk of a felony, and this stuff is easy to dispose of. If it was economical, I'd buy the shit out of it. And they don't, of course, they don't give that person's name or whatever the fuck Twitter name. I don't fucking use Twitter. But most reactions went into the so fucking dumb, holy shit bucket. Say that 5 times fast. So fucking dumb, holy shit bucket. Is this legal? Manufacturer isn't talking. Cannabumps is made by THC Living, a licensed California edibles manufacturer whose product line was previously limited to THC infused lemonade and pain relief topicals with a 600. And look, I think something like this that you could just add to your food would be great, a powder, but not something you can snort. That's fucked up, yo. That's fucked up. It's listed as a 600 milligram THC concentrate, but marketed as an edible. Although it's not an edible, it's a snortable. And there's no other drug that's legal that you snort. Like, this shit is fucked up, man. At very least, I hope whoever fucking came up with this bright idea loses their fucking job. But probably not. They're drug dealers. They're corporate fucking drug dealers. They're not running a legitimate mom and pop company or even a legitimate company. They're fucking drug dealers, man. They're corporate, soulless, blood-sucking fucking vampires. That's what this is about. And like I said, they need a good beating. I'm talking bones broken. I'm talking fucking jaw dislocations. I'm talking shattered fucking femurs and entire skeletal structures there. Some medieval shit. Blow torches and fucking spoons and shit. With sewing needles. With 600 milligrams of THC per package, THC Living appeared to legally position Cannabumps as a concentrate. California law allows up to 1,000 milligram THC per package for concentrates. Edibles are limited to 100 milligrams THC per package. That is some weak shit. I would need like 5 edibles to get it off. But then the company in its marketing materials clearly pitched the product to consumers as an edible. So they're already breaking the law. And yeah, they should have been charged. But again, they're corporate fucking drug dealers and they can do whatever the fuck they want. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They irradiate half their weed. It's disgusting, man. obviously, this is one of my great areas of passion. Have a great time with your cannabis. With I already fucking read that the caption of the photo above. And if you don't remember it, well, maybe you should stop smoking weed and slow the fuck down. And that seems straight up illegal. Yeah, no, and it is straight up illegal. And fuck these cocksucking vampires. They need some garlic shoved up their ass. Did they pull the product? By the end of the weekend, the industry-wide backlash and their legal parallel appeared to have an effect. The product could no longer be found on THC's Living brand pages on either Leafly or Weed Maps. That led some to speculate on Reddit that the whole thing was one big joke. It's fake. It doesn't exist. Unfortunately, it appears the product does exist. Late Monday afternoon, a law firm representing THC Living released a statement on Leafly that included the explanation. And why are they pushed to Leafly? Why can't they have a Facebook fucking thing? Oh, it's dirty. It's dirty. Fuck off. This shit is dirty, but not weed in general. A few months ago, our client was approached by a third party that sought to utilize our client's proprietary formulations in the creation of Cannabum's product. As soon as our client learned more about the product, it took the temperature of its customers and those in the industry to gauge how they felt about Cannabumps. And you can tell that whoever came up with Cannabumps probably doesn't even fucking do weed. They don't even do weed. You don't want to know why? Because normal people wouldn't be like, oh, what about snortable weed? Like fuck these fucking cockroaches, man. They're not even human. They're not even human. They're animals. Because of its own concerns, those expressed by consumers and those misgivings of those in the industry, our client made the decision to terminate a license granted by any third party that it would use its proprietary information to produce or market a product like Cannabumps. So it sounds like THC Living pulled the product on their own. Company officials declined to comment beyond their return. They probably just knew they weren't going to make any money. So they gave away all the fucking stock to CEOs, had a big fucking party, had some hookers over, and they called it a day. Attorneys written responses, so we don't know their side of the story, but clearly it sounds like THC Living pulled the product on their own. Company officials declined to comment beyond their attorney's written response, so we don't know their side of the story, but clearly THC Living doesn't merely license its technology. Cannabumps were marketed as the newest product in THC's Living consumer line. It says those websites were platforms, not endorsers. They didn't fucking endorse it. Full disclosure, I work for Leafly. Obviously, my own company requires cannabis brands to agree to Leafly's terms and conditions which prohibit products listings that are illegal, threatening, harmful, racist, sexist, or are patently offensive. List terms of anyway. They're saying they don't endorse it. And it says how this harms patients and all this. And I guess I'll finish it out. Oh, look, Stony Patch Kids, but those are unlicensed. And yeah. So and the only reason I say that is because Sour Patch Kids didn't license Stony Patch Kids. They should have, but they didn't. So yeah, and fuck these fucking companies. They don't want to get involved in making edibles. That's their own fault. Again, cigarette packages have had this stuff for years. Alcohol bottles have all kinds of packaging. Why can't weed? Weed's good for you. So it's just another way to shit on the market. Anyways. So yeah, gross products cause actual harm. Yeah. So I'm not going to finish it, but interesting. And yeah, what does it say? What the fuck is this? I don't even know. But yeah, I think what they're trying to say, I'm just looking at it briefly, and it's basically saying this makes weed look really bad. Like, this makes everybody who does weed look really bad. And I think that's probably what the goal of it was. They were hoping that it would take off. It was probably like the Rockefellers. They didn't say who the third party was. It was probably some fucking Rothschild cockroach motherfuckers. And yeah, of course, they get to remain anonymous. So believe it or not, I got to pee again. But I think I have a video here to play for you while I take a 30-second squirt, because we all know people can't wait for 30 fucking seconds, of course. Let's see. What else we fucking got here? Oh, this is perfect. So, what if I told you, I think it was in the 70s, what if I told you that, 97, it was in 1997. What if I told you that in 1997 in Canada, they actually had some kind of a bullshit program going to actually control people's minds via a magnetic frequency. Like, I don't know, maybe Wi-Fi. And, you know, a lot of you are screaming at the screen right now. Wi-Fi's not magnetic, you fucking retard. I have a graded education. Blow me. Blow me. Blow me. Blow me. But I'll be right back after this break. Check out this, again, from the CorbettReport.com. I found this. CorbettReport.com. Go there. Go there. Anyway, fuck it. Enjoy this. This might trip you out. And can they control your brain? Yes. And I've also done a brief article. I should do it again in a dedicated video. Mind control by cell phone. So I say that all the time. People are always on their fucking phones. It's to the level of I just want to slap it out of their fucking hand and see what they do. I just want to be like, hey, and they'd be like, huh? Just fucking slap it out of their hand and be like, what happened? What happened? Anyway, fuck it. I'm going to go pee. But I'm serious, man. If you're one of those motherfuckers that's always on your phone, even when you're talking to someone, you're a rude fuck. You're just a rude, ignorant fucking fuck. Anyway, and you're a robot.
Psychological operations, we were able to basically win a contingency, I wouldn't call it a war, without firing a shot.
But this system does have its limitations. Anyone can turn off the propaganda by turning off their radio or television. The ultimate weapon in the info war would be so secret, so invisible, so undetectable, you would never know your mind was under attack. At Laurentian University in Ontario, Canada, a young student is about to undergo one of the strangest experiences of her life. They're hooking Denise's brain up to an electroencephalograph, or EEG machine. For 30 to 40 minutes, this will monitor her brainwaves. While these electric coils attached on either side of her head will immerse her brain in an electromagnetic field. Her brain actually completes the circuit between the two coils. The field pulsing through her brain is less powerful than one given off by a digital clock radio. But acutely controlled and focused at specific parts of the brain, it will open Denise's mind to outside suggestion by this man. Dr. Michael Persinger is a professor of psychology and neuroscience. He is designing ways to put the power of mind control to good use. Dr. Persinger's research focuses on brain trauma. And he uses carefully controlled doses of electromagnetic radiation to induce relaxation and alleviate pain.
So what Sandra did was to initiate a opiate releasing pattern. That's a burst-firing field that is stimulated once every 4 seconds. And that produces relaxation and a very pleasant sensation. Similarly, using the appropriate field, we can induce fear and apprehension, but clearly that would be unethical in that setting.
Dr. Persinger's tests suggest that carefully programmed electromagnetic frequencies can tap into individual brains and influence people's emotions.
The cognitive processes of the human brain are really quite simple. And if you understand how they work, you can make entire populations think and decide the manner in which you wish.
Many experts are skeptical of such an Orwellian scenario, but Persinger thinks the implications are chillingly real.
Suppose you generate a field that produces fear, fundamental fear, in large numbers of people. And then over the television or traditional ways, you say, the reason we're having this fear is because of this particular group. And now you start to move the population believing in a direction that you wish.
To influence 250 million people, the equivalent of the entire population of the United States, may not be that difficult. According to Dr. Persinger, we already have the technology, satellites and television, and radio transmitters. Mind control may already be happening. We know the mysterious PSYOPs plane can beam persuasive sounds and pictures into people's television sets. Will it someday beam disturbing frequencies directly into the mind? Mind control will be the ultimate non-lethal weapon. The prospect of a war without pain or death, where victory comes without a single shot being fired, should be a cause for jubilation.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Smart military technologies and non-lethal weapons could at least prevent the awful carnage of large-scale head-to-head combat.
Are you
What
kidding?
then can we expect of war in the 21st century? Which will frighten us more, the threat of unspeakable destruction from plasma cannons and lasers on high, or the prospect of national computer crashes? Paradoxically, the promise of truly bloodless war may come only with the most devastating weapon of all. If the human mind and will become the battleground of the future, War 2020 may be won without so much as a whimper, let alone a bang.
Interesting that they said War 2020. I'm not sure what that's about. War 2020. As if they are talking about, clear vision. But yeah, and again, they mentioned beaming or the creation of a magnetic field to create something like fear, let's say, which would be, highly unethical, of course. And, basically, it seems to me that's what we're going through with this whole, whatever you want to call it, Lyris 1984, lockdowns, totalitarian takeover. Say that 3 times fast. Totalitarian takeover, totalitarian takeover, totalitarian takeover. There you go. I did it. Give me a like for that and share it on up the line. But anyways, and what was it at the end of the video right there? I think they also mentioned a national computer shutdown. And listen, Texas already experienced a dark winter. Of course, we finally saw it. And that might not be that might not actually be specifically what that phrase is about, dark winter, but it's definitely a part of it, where they had their power shut off. And now there's another state that's having their oil and gas basically ransomed off by hackers. And so now we've got to charge you 10% more. And Brian Holtzman, if you haven't checked out his podcast, Dead Air, it's a really great comedy podcast. I recommend it if you need to relax. But yeah, no, he even said, God damn it, I forget what the fuck I'm talking about now. He even said though, what was it? Anyways, fuck it. So yeah, but it's pretty interesting that they can do that. We're being subjected to the lockdowns right now, and a lot of people just can't get through to them. And a lot of people are like, it's like they're NPCs, man. Note, news, politics, conspiracy theory chat is NPC. But NPCs is referring to the characters in a video game that they're not an actual character, they're just a program. And, or like people call them sheep or whatever. Or, some people just can't wake up. What if they're being manipulated by a magnetic frequency? And it's easy to say, oh, that's crazy conspiracy theory. That's preposterous science fiction. But I just showed you they've been doing that shit since 97. And if you couldn't tell by the CGI, that's an old fucking video, guys. That's almost as old as me. 27 years ago. I'm 27, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 23. I don't fucking know. I'm not good at math. I don't even care. Laugh, mock me if you must. I can't quickly subtract numbers. Looks like another episode of Broken Simulations out. I'm going to go check that out a little later. Also, check out Cash Daddies. Why not? If you're interested, it's in the sidebar here. I'm just saying since I see it. I used to do a thing where I recommended a bunch of videos at the end or a bunch of... I don't do that anymore. Multiple reasons, but, main one being is you can all blow me. Let's see. So that was just for me to take a pee break. What else do we have here tonight? Why don't we check this out really quick? Oh no, you know what? I'm gonna do this first because this is just out fucking rageous. No, you know what? I'm gonna do the internet censorship one first because it's really short and yeah. All right, so Canadian police urge. This is from October 29th, 2012, updated 8 years ago. It's an old one, folks, but it's highly relevant to today. Police across Canada. Pardon me. Police across Canada are urging Ottawa to resurrect a controversial internet surveillance bill that would allow them to monitor Canadians' digital activities in real time without a warrant. The Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police has made a plea to the federal government to pass Bill C-30, also known as the Protecting Children from Internet Predators Act. Of course, they're going to name it something like that, right? The Anti-Terror and Free Food for the Homeless Bill. Let's see. Ahead of a gathering by provincial and federal justice ministers next week, the group is concerned that Parliament will be closed down before the legislation passes. We have a fear that it will die on the order papers, said Vancouver Police Chief Jim Chu. And I'm not going to assume, but I'd love to know if he's from China. Probably not. Just a guess. Who is also the president of the association. And if it does, then our investigators will be constrained and victims will suffer greater harm because of that. The Canadian Press reports Deputy Police Chief Warren Lemick agreed that Chu's assessment, saying that right now there are gangsters out there communicating about killing someone and we can't intercept that. As cited by CBC News, the legislature introduced the Canadian Parliament. You know, I'm sure that there's all kinds of gangsters using cell phones. You gotta kill Tony Saplato tonight. You gotta fucking kill him, bro. And also, pick me up some fucking beers and some canna bumps. I want this new snortable cannabis. Anyways, I mean, come on. You really think that the mob does that shit on phones? You fucking idiots. I mean, let alone internet phones. I mean, come on. And it's incredibly easy to get a warrant. All you need is suspicion. So this whole thing is stupid. Jim Chu, who is also the president of the association, and the press reports Deputy Police Chief Warren Lemick agreed that Chu's assessment, saying that right now there are gangsters out there communicating about killing someone. We can't intercept that. As cited by CBC News, the legislature introduced in the Canadian Parliament last February demands that the country's telecommunication industry provide law enforcement with the authority to intercept communications and to require telecommunication services to providers to provide subscriber and other information without unreasonably impairing the privacy of individuals. The provision of the telecommunication services to Canadians or other competitiveness of the Canadian telecommunications industry, if passed, the law would also give police the power to make it a crime to use social media as a tool to injure, alarm, or harass individuals. Now, I don't know how you would injure someone with social media. Alarm, like, this is crazy. Listen to this. It would also grant access to the individual's private data, such as name, address. Oh, sorry. What I was trying to say here is, if passed, the law would also give the police the power to make it a crime to use social. Give the police the power to make it a crime. So anytime you're talking about giving the police power to make something a crime, it's unbelievable the stupidity in some people's brains. Do we live in a free country or not? I mean, now I know this is a long time ago. So it says give the police the power to make it a crime to use social media as a tool to injure, alarm, or harass individuals. So if you want to alarm somebody about, I don't know, a fire. A fire. What do we alarm people about? Bad things, right? Bad things. Like maybe, I don't know, a fake pandemic, maybe. I don't know. Or harass individuals. So maybe you want to internet bully your mayor because he's enforcing strict laws or so-called laws or orders, authoritarian orders, and you want to harass that individual. Well, it could be a crime even 12 years ago. They've been pushing for this shit for a long time. And they call this Bill C-30. Now it's C-10. I'd love to know how all these numbers get recycled. C-30, C-10, what they're only at. How does it? It's been 8 years or whatever the fuck. Again, I'm not good at math. It's almost been 10 years since this article was published, and they're on C-30. Then now they're on C-10. Do you see that there could? Do you see? No pun intended. Do you see how there could be a bit of a confusion there? Are you telling me there's no other Bill C-30? How do they choose these arbitrary numbers? Anyway, it would also grant access to the individual's private data, such as name, address, phone number, and email without a warrant. The law would also ask companies, and they can do all that stuff through your IP address. The law would also ask companies to place tracking bugs in their programs so that police, if needed, could spy on conversations if they got the necessary legal approvals. No, wait. This is to avoid the necessary legal approvals. So, again, a very pointless sentence. Until now, C-30 has remained shelved by Parliament and has not been debated after receiving mass criticism when it was originally released. Critics claim that the authorities would likely use the powers to harass peaceful protesters and activists. A number of social media protesters were organized. One of them, a number of social media protesters were organized. One of which circulated personal details from the divorce files of the bill's sponsor of the public safety minister's Vic Towers. People also marched on the streets demanding checks to would-be unlimited police powers. A public opinion poll conducted by Angus Reid after the bill's introduction concluded that the idea of surrendering subscriber data and identifiers without a warrant is rejected by almost 2/3 of Canadians. And, right here, it's pretty funny, but what do they say? One of which circulated personal details from the divorce files of the bill's sponsor of the bill. So basically, somebody, I guess, maybe hacked his stuff or something like that and released a bunch of his personal details. Good. And they would probably try to say, oh, that's harassment. That's cyberbullying. Yet this guy can make a law that severely impacts your freedoms. And I'm just so sick of these people thinking that they can declare laws. They can just declare shit with these lockdowns, with anything. You can't declare shit. And so people need to start fucking getting charged and going to jail. For the police association said they're done enforcing lockdowns here in Ontario. That doesn't go far enough. And I'm really happy they did that. But that doesn't go far enough. When you beat the shit out of your wife or husband, who charges you? What if the husband says, no, I don't want to charge my gay husband here. I love him too much. I'm not fucking doing it. And I know this for a fact because I had this situation happen to a gay friend of mine. He fucking was charged by the police. And the guy even went to his trial to try and, say like, please don't put my gay lover in jail, my boyfriend, or the fucking jail. They weren't married. So the police can obviously choose to issue charges. So why has there not been any charges issued against these government officials, so-called elected officials, who are breaking the law by enforcing authoritarian rule, who are breaking the law by fucking, as far as I'm concerned, they're putting national security in jeopardy by having Chinese people, or it's not Chinese, I'm sorry, people from communist China in our fucking government, man. Look at Theresa Tam. You're telling me there's no chance that she could have family in Hong Kong being threatened by the CCP? Whatever. I'm sure I've been blabbering on for almost an hour now. Are we even sharing my fucking screen? Yeah, we're good. But yeah, let's just finish this off. Until now, BLC-30 has remained shelved by Parliament. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so I think we almost finished just now. Yeah, no, that's it. Oh my God, that's disgusting. What a disgusting girl. Oh, she's cute. No, she's pretty fucking ugly. That's not even a real person anyways. But okay, girl born from two different species. I wonder if that's a real person or a sculpture. Anyways, yeah. So as you can see, Bill C-10 is nothing new. They've been trying to do this for a very, very long time. And again, this is 2012, and this article is from Russian television, obviously. But there was several other outlets reporting on this, CBC, some American outlets. But I chose this one because I thought it would probably be the most transparent. And yeah. You know what's funny is Google has traditionally been big time on censoring everybody, but they're telling me at the top of the banner here, keep up with news by installing RT's extension for Chrome. Never miss a story with clean and simple app that delivers the latest headlines to you. This stuff about US, this stuff about China, this stuff about any of the governments being on different sides is all 100% wholesale, holistic horseshit. I'm fucking telling you that right now. All the world governments are already one. They already are. If you really think that any of the world governments are different, you probably think Bill and Melinda Gates are actually getting a divorce. And it's not some kind of way to, I don't know, keep the biggest fucking monopoly in the entire fucking world going. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking crazy, guys. You like that? There, I'm doing physical comedy now. I'm being overcome by the rage. Oh, we're almost done here. We've almost done all these fucking stories. Let's take another one. This one is sure to boil your blood if you're Canadian. And that one didn't. This is absolutely obscene. Obscene. And get ready to hear some bold statements from me, because I'm going to fucking fly off the handle after this. CIBC, everybody's favorite fucking bank, joins the city of Toronto in my home province of Ontario. Many people call it Ontariable. Again, Ontariable. So again, the CIBC joins the city of Toronto to bring ice cream trucks to vaccine clinic. And I was alerted by this story by, again, Dan Dix of Press for Truth on both Odyssey and BitChute and YouTube. Good old ScrewTube. Okay, so Toronto, May 23rd, 2021. CNW. Team CIBC is proud. They're proud of this. They're proud of this to team up with the city of Toronto in support of today's COVID-19 vaccine clinic at Nathan Phillips Square. For clinic visitors, Team CIBC will be working with Fire It Up to provide refreshments, including free ice cream and water. Oh, water. They couldn't spring for fucking soda. Free ice cream and water to clinic visitors. Full event details below. What? CIBC, they got to make it simple because we're fucking stupid animals, right? What? CIBC supports the city of Toronto pop-up vaccine clinic with ice cream trucks providing free refreshments for clinic visitors. You only get one ice cream, though. Don't ask for two. Don't ask for two fucking scoops. We'll break your kneecaps. Where? Nathan Phillips Square, Toronto. When? Sunday, May 23rd, 10 a.m. Why did they publish this on the 23rd of May at 10:30? They published this article May 23rd, 2010, and apparently this is going on May 23rd, 10 a.m. So they published 30 minutes after it actually happened. Really useful. Today's announcement is the am I fucking retarded or are they? It's one of us. It's one of us. It might be both. It's definitely not none though. It's definitely not neither of us. Today's announcement is the latest community support. Oh my fucking God, that makes me sick. Community support CIBC has provided during the pandemic. Earlier this month, CIBC announced the hashtag Played It Forward initiative that will see 100,000 good food meals. Good food being one word, so I guess that's some company. They're probably making money off it. Good food meals. See, what they're probably doing is they probably own Good Food, whatever the fuck Good Food is. They probably own it. They're probably boosting up their stock price by purchasing a bunch of these meals and then giving them away for free. That is a conspiracy theory, but it's a pretty good one, I think. You know who is a really big purveyor of conspiracy theories? I should do a video on this. Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Who is the biggest conspiracy theorist of all time? Sherlock Holmes. But no. People don't conspire to do things. That's not true. Don't be having no theories. Law enforcement, why aren't you conspiracy theorists? Because you should be. That's your fucking job. Your entire job as a detective is a conspiracy theorist. When you're a detective, your job is to theorize on conspiracies. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, I'm not. I'm not wrong. But you might think I am, and you're free to think that. You're also free to fuck yourself. Good meals delivered to frontline healthcare workers across Canada. Oh, those sweethearts. They gave away 100,000 good food meals. I don't know what good food is. Maybe it's a slimy food replacement. That's not real food. Meals delivered to frontline healthcare workers across Canada. Frontline healthcare workers. In May 2020, CIBC launched the Holidays for Heroes program that saw Canadians nominate healthcare heroes to receive travel vouchers for a future holiday. And you know, what we all want in the middle of a scamdemic where we're not allowed to travel is, you know, travel vouchers for a future holiday, a few years from now, after your vaccine, of course. The bank is also, I said after your vaccine, of course. Did you not fucking hear me? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking around. The bank also established the CIBC Future Heroes Fund bursary program to help the next generation of healthcare workers realize their ambition of having a career in healthcare. So basically, they're going to brainwash a bunch of people into going into healthcare. You know, help them decide. So fucking transparent. Cockroaches. They're all cockroaches, these fuckers. They're not even human. They're fucking cockroaches. This is a comedy program. You may not misinterpret anything I say and use it at a future date. You cocksuckers. But they are literal cockroaches, all jokes aside. I mean figurative cockroaches. They're not literal cockroaches, of course. We would probably see that with their giant heads poking around, the antennas, whatnot. I really don't like people saying literal unless it could otherwise be misinterpreted as a figurative statement. But, I just did it. So CIBC is also leading North America financial institution with 10 million personal banking business, public sector, and industrial clients across the personal and business banking, commercial banking, wealth management, and capital markets. CIBC offers a full range of advice, solutions, and services through its leading digital banking network. What is this? Is this a fucking ad? Yeah, we don't need to know about them. So basically, again, this is a pretty big nothing burger. But basically, somebody who did a little bit more reporting on it, Dan Dix, I just watched the video. Essentially, kids under the age of, kids as old as 12 can show up. They don't need a parental permission. And they could trade their arm, essentially, their future of their health, and genome or whatever the fuck, their DNA. They could trade up the future of their DNA, as well as being surveilled in a 2-year program, because these are all still experimental. The experiments don't end until 2023. The experiments don't end until 2023. They want to offer water and ice cream to kids in order to compromise their health future. Now, there was a bunch of parents protesting this, and they apparently weren't even allowed into the event because, they weren't interested in the free ice cream. And, of course, it's not free because they are making money off the actual shot. And I would bet it's probably J&J because they've got these single shots. Oh, yeah. So anyways, yeah. And listen, I got to make a statement here. It's going to be pretty bold. If you're enticing people with any kind of medical procedure, tonsillectomy, root canal, hell, a free dental cleaning. I want to end on that note. Transgender therapy. We'll throw it out there so it really sticks. You are committing a crime. If you're trying to say, oh, man, come in for a brain scan and we'll give you a free packet of fries, French fries. There's been ice cream cones now. There's been lotteries. There's been fucking hot dogs. There's been French fries. There's been all kinds of stuff. There's been straight up cash payments of $1,500 offered as a bribe to compromise your health. Now, we've heard numbers, and I don't believe them, that, 45% of Ontario is vaccinated. 40% of the United States is vaccinated. Blah, 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 blah. I don't believe those numbers. I honestly, if you want my real, I think it's less than 10% have actually willingly taken one of these experimental fucking gene therapies. But of course, they want to make you feel like the odd one out. And, they've legalized propaganda. It's legal to use propaganda from the government on us. So you don't think they would lie to you? 99% have vaccinated. Why haven't you? Why haven't you? Are you stupid? Are you crazy? We're all doing it. Everybody's doing it. Hey, everybody's sucking dick. Come on, man. You want to suck it? Come on, man. If you suck dick, you get fucking superpowers, bro. If you swallow loads, you get superpowers, bro. That's right. Now suck it. So, I just got to say, man, you're offering experimental procedures to children for ice cream? Charges need to be laid by the police. They need to be laid now. And we need to really go after these people. Whoever at CIBC is responsible for making this decision needs to be charged with some sort of crime. I got to pee again, so I'm not even in the mood to think of what kind of crime. But there's definitely something, and it's probably the Nuremberg Code. I've heard all kinds of rumors. These lawsuits are starting. All these lawsuits are starting. Lawsuits aren't enough. Okay, if fucking hypothetical, I don't want to piss off Trump supporters. Let's say Joe Biden. If Joe Biden, what am I talking about again? If Joe Biden was to go around fucking raping people, just caught him on camera raping somebody, would it be okay to sue him? Michael Jackson supposedly molested a bunch of kids. Do you think it was cool that they just sued him? Don't you think that there should have been a criminal investigation? See, that's the thing that I never really got is. And I think there probably was a criminal investigation. He was found innocent. I could be wrong on that. But these need to be criminal trials. Monsanto poisons an entire generation of people with cancer-causing glyphosate. It's just a lawsuit. No, there needs to be criminal charges. These people are former Nazis. Former Nazis funded these fucking companies. So I'm sick of fucking hearing, the orders, the lockdown. You're a fucking criminal. Doug Ford, Justin Trudeau, all you motherfuckers. Anybody who owns a company that's pushing this shit, you're a fucking criminal. And we're coming for you. Me, other people like Dan Dix, and we're not coming with a hockey stick with a blade on it. You'd love that, wouldn't you? No. We're going to expose you for what you are. People like me and people like other people who are less crazy are going to run for local offices, federal offices, whatever. And once we get in, we're going to get more people behind us, more citizens, because that's the way it should be. There shouldn't be one fucking businessman or fucking lawyer in Parliament. Why is there lawyers and high-level businessmen in Parliament? I'll never understand how that happened, but it needs to stop. And once we get our people into our offices again, these people are going to be criminally charged. Now, I'm not going to talk about the consequences. That really doesn't matter. But they need to be locked up for a very long time, at least. Because this shit's criminal. And I don't like hearing, if they want to take the vaccine, they can. No, they can't. No. They're poisoning people. If I want to tell people, hey, man, if you suck on the end of my gun and I pull the trigger, you'll be transported instantly to a magical kingdom of paradise and orgasms and free ice cream is what I'm looking at right now. And free ice cream. Is that okay for me to just shoot people in the fucking head because they're willingly fucking, I want to go see Great Xenu in the sky. Boom, boom, boom. Is that legal? No, it's not. And again, I don't think anybody should be setting up a table where anybody can come and play Russian roulette. And I don't care if the gun has 6 barrels or 1 million barrels. If there's 1 in 1 million chance, every time someone administers, every fucking time one of these retards administers a so-called vaccine without telling them explicitly, the parents or the person You could die from this. Recent studies have indicated blood clots are likely. You could become sterile, infertile. You could become paralyzed. You could develop Bell's palsy. You could develop AIDS and HIV. Do you still want this vaccine? Unless they say that, they are breaking several fucking laws, guys. These are laws. And listen, if you're, and I'm going to end the show off pretty soon here, but if you're in public office, there's also something called malfeasance in public office. If you're a doctor or a lawyer, you don't get to say, oh, I fucked up. I ruined your case. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I fucked up your case and ruined your life. Sorry. If there was something that they could do, I want to put it more in understandable terms because I'm getting emotional here. If there was something, anything that they could do to save your case and they didn't do it, you can sue them and they can automatically, without even being sued, if it's discovered, if this evidence is brought to the Law Society or the bar, they will be disbarred. They will lose their medical license if they're a doctor. Same thing with people in public office. You don't get to say, oh, I didn't know. I accidentally took away all your rights and made it easy for China to rape our country financially. I'm sorry. No, you're going to prison. You're being criminally charged. If I can't walk across the street without getting a fucking ticket for jaywalking, anyways, you get where I'm going with this. Criminal charges need to come down the line. We need a political revolution in this country. And I'm not talking about something crazy and evil. I'm talking about people having town halls, people organizing themselves. Do you think that we deserve the right to self-determination as human beings? Do you think that we deserve the right to self-determination of our own destinies as human beings? If you agree with that statement that we do, then you also must agree that we have the responsibility to make sure that that happens. But also, I came up with a quote today that's like a thing I'm going to start saying, and it's if you want self-determination, you have to be willing to commit to self-defense. So we can build these alternative communities away from these people, even if we can't get criminal charges brought against them and get our societies back. We can start our own towns and shit, but they eventually will come for us to round us all up. Look at Jonestown. But anyways, I got to take a piss. I'm sure I've fucking been going for 2 hours here. But I'm going to take a look at if there's any comments and all that crap. And we've got a few more things to look at, like 3 or 4. And that's about it. So anyways, let's check out if there's any comments here. Not a single. Oh, look at that. Oh, Jesus Christ. That is, your dad was not going to be happy that you're watching this, pal. Oss, the bass boss. What's going on, man? I know who this is. This is comedian Darren Carter's son. I guess I could say that. It's public knowledge. So, hey, man, thanks for watching. That means a lot to me, actually. And sorry for all the swearing, foul language. If I would have known you were watching, I'd try to tone it down a little bit. But, yeah, man, I'd love to know what you think about the program. And hell, you can even come on sometime and tell me what you think. I've actually had a lot of musical recommendations that I wanted to send you, Austin. So, I'm going to probably email you about those soon. There's a lot of music you should probably hear. I got to pee, though. I'm going to play a video or something while I go. But I'm really glad you tuned in, man. That means a lot to me. Thanks a lot. And, I'm sorry I haven't emailed you yet. I've just been really down in the dumps, man. I've been depressed. This lockdown's getting to me. I can't go out and meet girls. I can't go out and meet friends. I can't go up and do stand-up comedy, which I'm really wanting to start this year. It's driving me nuts, man. It's driving me nuts. So I've been getting depressed. And please do check out Oss the Bass Boss. He's on YouTube. And I think he's at 330 some subscribers. So help him get to 3,000, guys. He says, you're welcome. He also says, I just got here, LOL. And he says, I take requests. Yeah, that's right. He's actually a pretty good musician. If I'm not mistaken, he plays the piano, and I'm pretty sure he sings too. So, Austin, if you want to give me 1 minute, I have to pee. If you did want to jump on and talk with me for a bit, you could go ahead and join this link. You'll be instantly transported to a virtual waiting room where you can pop on, and you too could be on screen here talking with me. I got to pee, though. I'll be right back. I guess I maybe can play video. Let's see. Is there anything really quick I could play? I don't know. I got to really pee, though, so I will be right. stay tuned. We're probably going to have a bit of a chat there with Oz. And yeah, anyway, I'll be right back, guys. Oh, boy. I tell you, if you're going to drink 4 cups of coffee, you're going to have to pay for it eventually. You can't just get away with that kind of stuff. All right, so let's get back to the action here, Jackson. Woo! What a night, eh? All right, so let's see. Got another comment here. And Austin says, that's true. I'm not sure what I said last. I actually forget, dude. But yeah, if you're just tuning into the program, we've got Austin, the bass boss, aka Austin Carter, and that's the son of Darren Carter. And if you haven't checked out Darren Carter on YouTube, I mean, if you're watching at this point, you probably will enjoy him. He's a very clean comedian, but every time I watch him, he really he makes me feel a lot better, man. Like there's so much negativity going on right now. With everything, and when I want to get away from it, I just tune into your dad's podcast, man. I was watching it yesterday, and yeah, I actually would like to be on Pocket Party. I'm not sure if I'd be relevant enough. I know I could stop myself from swearing constantly, but yeah, like I said, I'm just getting back into doing my thing here. I've been really down in the dumps, so yeah. If you want to join the show, you can go ahead and let me know what you think about any of these stories. I'm going to go ahead and keep reading the stories. But yeah, please do let your dad know. I really appreciate everything he does. And he's probably in my top 3 of podcasts, man. Like so many things, I just can't watch them because it's just like it irritates the hell out of me. And your dad's always been fair with the lockdown and stuff. And he's never been on one side or the other. And that's why I really still respect him after all this stuff. I love him. But anyways, let's go on with some more articles. Let's see. And if you missed it, I was just ranting and raving about here in Ontario, Canada, the city of Toronto and CIBC, which is a big ass bank, were trying to basically bribe people with ice cream and water. They couldn't even get soda. They were bribing them with water. So yes. Anyways, let's get on with the rest of the things I'm talking about here. Let's see about this. Project Bluebeam. We've all heard about the plot to fake an alien invasion on Earth, and in doing so, take away more rights and enforce a world government, a new world order, if you will. And this is actually a real piece of technology. I found it by watching, again, Corbett Report. And Austin, I got to say, you really need to check this out. CorbettReport.com, and you can watch anything on there. It's all very it's not like a humor or anything. It's all about news. It's all about history, and it's basically a guy. His name is James Corbett. He's been doing the same thing I do, but for 15 years. He's much better. He's got a lot of documentary films, and I highly advise everybody watching check him out, because most of the stuff I get is from watching 1 or 2 or 3 different podcasts that people will just never hear about. Anyways, the holographic projector displays a 3-dimensional visual image in a desired location, removed from the display. Airborne. This is detailing the details of an airborne holographic projector. So basically a plane that flies that can project another aircraft in the sky, as you see in the little thing here. So again, the holographic projector displays a three-dimensional visual image in a desired location removed from the display generator. The projector can be used for psychological operations and strategic perception management. Interesting term. It is also useful for optical deception and cloaking, providing a momentary distraction when engaging an unsophisticated adversary. And if you haven't seen the video, there's actually a video of above, I think it's Beijing, China. Oh, there's water in that cup. There's what appears to be a floating city, and people are photographing it and videotaping it. And yeah, then it just disappears as if it wasn't even there. So there's probably something like this technology here that we're reading about. And again, I wouldn't just bring up this small little thing. Obviously, this doesn't tell us too much. I wouldn't bring it up if I didn't trust the source. The source is James Corbett. That's why I plugged his channel. All right, so capabilities: precision projection of a 3D visual images into a selected area, supports PSY-OP and strategic deception management, provides deception and cloaking against optical sensors. And this is some really old stuff. This is from April 29th, 1997. I was like 3 years old when this came out. Enabling technologies, it says MCTL. I'm not sure what that is. It says 4.1.4 image processing, holographic displays. So I guess somebody more familiar with this kind of stuff would know what the hell that is. 10.1 lasers, 10.2 optics, 10.3 power systems, white papers, Q special and humanitarian operations, and strategic attack. So I'm not sure what any of this stuff, but this is called the Wayback Machine. It's an internet archive, basically, where they put stuff that is likely to get wiped off the internet so you can always see it. I haven't mucked around on this website too much, but yeah, it's out there for anybody that wants to see it. You can probably, I think you can watch full movies on here too. I'm not positive about that, but yeah, I'm going to be watching The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly at some point. It's on YouTube for free. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I know. Doodaloo, doodaloo. All right, so let's check something else out here. Alrighty, so this should be an interesting story right here. No thanks to Global News. I don't need updates. Let's see. Inoculation incentivization offers for beer, burgers, money in exchange for getting a COVID-19 vaccine. Free beer, food, basketball tickets, and lotto jackpots are just a few incentives Americans are being offered if they get vaccinated against the supposed virus. As Jackson Provisky reports, some creative campaigns are underway in Canada as well. And is that what constitutes an article nowadays, guys? Oh boy, in this age of bite-sized news. Is this a video or what is this? Let's see. Is it gonna play or? Oh, loading ad. We're not gonna watch the ad, guys. Oh no. But yeah, basically what I wanted to say about this is a real poor excuse for an article here. But what I wanted to say about this is, obviously I just addressed it, but anybody offering any kind of incentivization for any kind of medical procedure, and here we've got a politician, I believe. He's, that's how stupid I am. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio eating French fries and kind of teasing you with, this delicious meal here. Definitely worth the future of your health. And, listen. I've got my feelings about traditional vaccines. They have been proven recently, very recently, to possibly have links to autism and other childhood sicknesses, should we say. But here's the thing is, this is new. This is highly experimental and shown to cause blood clots. You can Google that for yourself. And it's possible that it's going to be causing, and it's caused neurological disorders like Bell's palsy. Here's the thing. if these are all experimental still, and all these people are encouraging you to get it, saying there's absolutely no risk, when there is in fact a risk, however small the risk might be, if they don't tell you about the risk before you get it, that should raise some alarm bells. If they have to offer you all this free stuff, even give you $1,500, when's the last time the government gave you free money, guys? It's not free, guys. You're being part of an experiment. Google that as well. I'm not making things up. This isn't Alex Jones's InfoWars. I'm telling you real stuff right now. And if you go ahead and Google it, you can see that the experimentation for all of these injections ends in 2023. And what does that mean? You're being paid and incentivized to take part in an experiment. Authorized not by the FDA, but only for emergency use. And Austin, if you're still watching, I don't plan to go and preach on your dad's show. That's not what I'm about. I'm just saying, I really hope that you guys are aware of the dangers, because I would cry my eyes out if something happened to you guys. I really would. Or, if anything happened to your DNA or whatever, if you grew a third arm, if you grew a third arm, I probably wouldn't cry, but I'd be outraged for you. I'd be outraged. But yeah, chances are you don't die. I have an aunt and uncle got it. I have another uncle who got it. But in a few years, who's to say that you don't develop an immunodeficiency? Or who's to say that your cognitive ability isn't slightly decreased? We don't know what these things do. So anybody telling you that it's safe and effective is lying and should be charged with a crime if they're in public office, or, if they're using money or getting money to say that stuff. It's crazy. Let's look at another article before we finish off here. This is British Columbia, that's in Canada here, aiming to lift virtually all restrictions by September under the new Restart Plan. Four-step plan will only proceed if case counts, hospitalizations decline, and vaccinations increase. Okay, so British Columbia is taking its first tentative steps back to pre-pandemic life, announcing on Tuesday a four-step reopening plan that could see people socializing normally again as early as September. Oh, that's real early. After your summer's dead and gone. Oh my God. Just in time for back to school, guys. If case counts and hospitalizations decline. The four steps outlined by the province are a roadmap through the spring and summer, paving the way for the return to family gatherings, intimate celebrations, fuller restaurants, and freer travel for the first time in more than a year. It's funny. They don't say free travel. They don't even spell freer correctly, I don't think. I mean, maybe that is how you spell freer. I didn't think freer was a word. But, because free is free. Oh, my God. Free is free. Does there really need to be a freer? It's like saying gooder. It's gooder. No, it's better, not freer. The light we've been talking about for weeks and weeks now is in hand. See, they can't even get a saying right. You don't say the light we've been talking about is now at hand. You would say the light we've been talking about is now visible at the end of the tunnel. Anyway. Decreased cognitive ability. That's all I'm saying. This was a statement from Premier John Horgan. John Horgan, not Hogan. Horgan. John Horgan. As of Tuesday, residents can once again dine indoors, hit the gym for low intensity workouts. High intensity workouts are not allowed. What? Low intensity workouts, play outdoor sports, and hold faith-based gatherings in person. All of those activities still have to happen on a smaller scale with safety protocols in place. Okay. Masks and physical distancing measures remain mandatory. Recreational travel is allowed, but still only within the province's 3 regional health zones. And again, in BC, they have it so bad that the province has been split into 3. So not only can't you leave the province, you can't even leave your health zone. Anyways, in all, the following is now allowed under step 1 of BC's Restart Plan. Up to 5 visitors for a personal indoor gathering. Hey, it's a free country, right? And now you can have 5 visitors in your house for a personal gathering. Not 6, though, or we'll come and break your legs and drag you to jail. Up to 10 visitors for either a personal or outdoor gathering, or seated indoor organized gatherings. Up to 50 people for a seated or outdoor organized gatherings. Indoor dining with up to 6 people. No mingling with other tables is allowed. No mingling is allowed. Or we'll body slam you, says John Horgan. Outdoor sports games with no spectators, because we all know that we're just dying to get back to having our outdoor sports games on TV. Wait, what? Indoor in-person faith-based gatherings at reduced capacity based on consultation with public health. You got to ask public health if you want to go to church, right? Officials defined the informational gathering is something like a small backyard barbecue, while a seated organized gathering is something like an intimate wedding ceremony. Story continues after graphic, because most people just click away after this. So this is our reopening plan. Step 1, May 25th, March, April, May. So this will be 2 days ago. Criteria: stable, H, C is stable, H is stable, and D1 is 60%. I don't know what that means, but it's not very clear because they both say stable. I have a grade 8 education. If that's clear, let me know how stupid I am in the comments. PHO guidance: masks mandatory, indoor public spaces, physical distancing. Sorry. C, stable, masks mandatory, indoor public spaces. H, physical distancing, and D1, if sick, stay home and get tested. Okay. Personal gatherings: indoor visitors up to 5 people, 1 household. Outdoor personal gatherings up to 10 people. Oh, and they're just detailing what all this stuff means. I don't know why this needs to be in a graphic, but travel, recreational travel within your zone. I remember the signing of the Canadian, what was it called? Confederation. And I remember when they envisioned the great provinces and the great subzones. I remember that. It just brings a tear to my eye thinking about how they drew arbitrary zones on the map all those years ago. And so, step 2, they've got June 15th. They've all planned it out. with an asterisk beside it, because, that's only if certain things are met. And it's really not important. They're upping it by a few people, blah, 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 blah. It's all really, travel. And in step 2, you can travel within your province. You can also use transit, ferries, whatever. And we're not talking about the gay community, folks. Sorry. I thought I had to throw something in there. It's getting pretty dry. Return to usual or indoor and outdoor personal gatherings, sleepovers. You guys can have sleepovers. If you guys are good, if you guys are really, really good all summer long, on Canada Day, which is on July 1st, we'll let you guys have Canada Day sleepovers. You can have a sleepover with your friends. Isn't that nice? We might even give you an allowance too. Oh my God. I mean, listen, if we get to step 3, we can have our bingo halls back. That should be enough to get everybody to roll up their sleeves. Step 4, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, look at this. Masks recommended. So in step 2, masks are still mandatory. And I just want to know, where does this end? Normal social contact, stage 4. Careful social contact, stage 3. Declining physical distancing. Okay, so that's step 4. Is there a step 5? No. Okay. The restart plan is entirely contingent on this is what I want to read. This is the meat of the article. The restart plan is entirely contingent on case counts dropping, hospitalizations declining, and 70% of the population getting quote unquote vaccinated. And again, if this was a traditional regular vaccine, it would still be a terrible thing to say that. but it would be a little less horrifying. Let's say that 1% of these people, let's make it easier for my stupid brain. Let's say 10% of the people who get the jab become, I don't know, infertile, decreased mental capacity. Okay, so I don't know how many million people there are in BC, but let's say there's 10 million people. If 10% of them happens to, that's 1 million people. If it happens to 1%, that's 100,000 people that you're forcing to be injured to get their rights back. We've got a Bill of Rights in Canada for what it's worth. A bill of right, Charter of Rights and Freedoms. My mistake. And they're outright hostage-ing it. What do they call it? They're holding our rights ransom until 70% of us sacrifice our potential health. This is absolute criminal stuff. This is criminal. And listen, man, I love Chinese people. I absolutely adore them. I would love to travel to China, but I don't think that's going to happen because they'll probably just disappear me or clone me. Who knows? Maybe they'll clone me and send me back with no belly button. But it's pretty crazy to think that BC has had a housing crisis in the last 10 years. They also have the highest amount of Chinese Communist Party members living there, owning land. It's really funny, Communist Party members, they got to all make the same amount and all work where they're told, but some of them are more equal than others and get to come to Canada and buy a huge expensive property with all that slave money, right? But, I do love Chinese people. That's why I hate the Chinese government. And I especially hate them when they're trying to muck around with my country, guys, especially. A lot of people think what they're trying to do, because if you're not aware, there's already Chinese soldiers on Canadian soil, and they're here to protect their assets. But if you're not aware, basically what people think is they want to use Canada as a bridge to invade the United States. And again, I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I think all world governments are working together. This is really a chessboard game working us. It's not against each other. It's not a three-way game of chess. It's two-way, us versus the so-called elites. Anyway, let's just get on with this here. The restart plan is entirely contingent on case counts dropping, hospitalizations declining, and 70% of the population of BC getting so-called vaccinated. It also relies on the assumption that that variants do not significantly alter the health outcomes of COVID-19 patients or the efficacy of vaccines. They can't just say effectiveness. They got to make up a new word. Listen, they just told you right there that even if 70%, even if 90% of BC residents get vaccinated, that it also relies that variants don't alter the outcomes. So basically, they're telling you, yeah, but we might just keep this going forever. It might just, might just go on forever. It might just never end. But maybe, come on, man. At what point are criminal charges being levied against these people? Simple criminal charges. Let them go to court. Let them prove the case that they're not breaking the law. That's all I ask. They don't even have to sit in jail till then, unless they try to leave the country. Then we'll get them. If the data trends in the right direction, restrictions on travel within British Columbia could be lifted on September 2nd. All right, they could be lifted if and could, around June 15th at earliest. Traveling within Canada could be acceptable by September 3rd, around July 1st. What? That was a confusing sentence, eh? Around June 15th, by the earliest, traveling within Canada could be acceptable by September 3rd, around July 1st. No. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit stoned here. It says step 3, not September. Okay, let's just read that whole thing. If the data trends in the right directions, restrictions on travel within British Columbia could be lifted in step 2 around June 15th. At earliest, traveling within Canada could be acceptable by step 3 around July 1st. But that still is a little confusing. A little bit. Under the province's plan, virtually all public health orders could be removed. Virtually is, again, a very subjective term. It means maybe, and then could be removed as early as the end of the summer. So a lot of maybe there. Masks would be a personal choice. And events and social masks are still a personal choice. Actually, the only ones enforcing it are businesses, which is illegal. It's discriminatory. And events and socializing would happen as they did before the pandemic. I'm sorry. In another article, why BC's summer of renewal likely won't look the same for everyone. And I'm guessing that has nothing to do with, certain people getting vaccinated, certain people not, and certain people having less rights. Go ahead and Google apartheid state and see what comes up. Go ahead and Google Jim Crow laws, where they wouldn't let poor black people, or not just poor, even rich ones, they wouldn't let any black people in the same places as the whites because it was segregation. Anyways, daily case counts and active case counts in British Columbia have come down by 61 and 55% respectively since peaking in April. Hospitalizations are also down 38%. Roughly 60% of British Columbians over 18 have had at least one dose of vaccine. And again, when propaganda is legal, you can just make up any number. 99% of people have gotten vaccine. Why haven't you? Are you mentally ill? Did we not tell you get free French fries and ice cream? Gee, are you crazy? The French fries. All right. As of Monday, the provinces, and listen, they're already saying roughly 60% of British Columbians over 18 have already had it. They want it to get to 70%, and of course that's over 18. Again, so yeah, no, I'm right here with my point that I'm about to make. Roughly 60% of British Columbians over 18 have had at least one dose. So do they really think that another 15% is going to make a huge difference? They say that it's down 38%. Anyways, as of Monday, the province's rolling average of cases and active caseloads were at their lowest point in 6 months. We all know that a case is, guaranteed death, right? No, it's actually less than 1%, but I'll give you 1%. It's a 1% chance you'll die from it. If you're over the age of 60, that's if you're over the age of 60, guys. And that's not my data. That's from WHO and CDC. Reopening will stir up anxiety for some, provinces say. Those looking to return to some semblance of normal life after the following guidelines in the better part of 15 months will likely be encouraged by Tuesday's announcements, while those who hoped for a continued level of higher caution, who's that? Given the ongoing presence of variants and outstanding need for a second dose of vaccine, might be left feeling uneasy. And again, no talk of the actual hospitalization rates, let alone the death rates. None of it. And I'm not talking about the province in Canada that's also called none of it. I'm just saying none of it. No, I'm just kidding. Horrible pun. Provincial Health Officer Dr. Bonnie Henry said some might choose to take extra personal precautions and urge residents to respect each other's boundaries. She implored everyone to continue to stay home and get tested when feeling sick. Originally it was just get tested. Everyone should get tested. It's kind of like HIV. You won't even know that you have it. Henry said officials will, by the way, in California, no longer a crime to knowingly give them HIV with, physical relations, but, it is a law to have to wear a mask in outside. So it is, just saying. Google that if you want. Henry said officials will slow down the reopening if concerning outbreaks or case clusters arise. Case clusters. That sounds delicious. I'd love to have a case of clusters. Case clusters arise, but only for as long as necessary to allow public health to manage those cases. And it's funny because all the stuff could go away, and then they could say, there's a new sickness out there. We got to go back to lockdowns, guys. Sorry. We'll be staying flexible because we know that this virus still has some tricks up its sleeve, she said. Again, this is all hearsay. All of this. They didn't even have to write this article. They could just say, maybe we'll open up soon. She said, I just thought of a really cool cartoon, one of those political cartoons. Just a bully holding somebody's lunch, and the bully is wearing a shirt that says the government, and then the person is wearing a shirt that says the people. and then the bag is your rights, and then we'd have to think of a way to add the vaccination. What do you call that? Visual representation, I guess you'd say. But yeah, I like to do political cartoons too. So Henry said, and you can see those in my editions of the Daily Rant, which is on my channel there. I don't see a situation where we're going backwards unless things change very dramatically, she added. We never say never, but the plan is to keep moving forward. We never see never, but we sure like to say maybe. All right. The news comes 483 days. That's a year and some change if you're slow like me. After BC announced its first confirmed case of the novel coronavirus, really novel, more than 140,000 people have been infected and more than 1,600 have died. Just a note, it's like 45,000 Canadians a year die from cancer. And, it's still really hard to get it treated with cannabis oil, which is what cures cancer. And we still have the run for the cure, everybody, run for the cure. The children are dying. Run for the cure. That bit of nonsense that goes on. BC imposed restrictions at the end of March on indoor dining and group fitness classes while backtracking on an old plan to allow indoor faith services as case counts shot to record highs. And this is all about dangling the carrot. You never actually get the carrot, and they keep taking your rights. Anyways, the restrictions were supposed to last until April 19th, but were extended as case counts rose. Officials introduced more restrictions on travel, which are the same rules still in effect during step 1 of the restart plan. Travel is limited within 3 health regions in British Columbia only, which are areas covered by the Fraser and Vancouver Coastal Health Authorities, the Northern and Interior Health Authorities, and Vancouver Island. Those without a valid reason for travel face a fine of $575. Again, I noted earlier in the show, every single person who has gone to court to fight these charges on Canadian constitutional grounds has been, the case has been dismissed. So all these fines are completely, they're just subjectional. And, again, you got to waste a lot of time to go to court. You can sue the government after that. That's the kind of thing a lawsuit should be. But certain people need to go to jail for what they're doing right now because they're trying to re-engineer our free countries. And listen, if we had states' rights and certain provinces wanted to lock down or do whatever, fine. But we don't even have that right. We're taking dictates from some guy who looks like he's wearing a clown wig, and his socks are usually very colorful. I don't want a guy with colorful socks. Give me orders. I don't want anybody with any kind of socks giving me orders, but certainly not a man with colorful socks. Okay, that's just crossing too many lines. Too many lines in one day. All right, let's see. We've been going pretty long here. Let's close this one. What else have we got before we finish off? Because we'll probably just touch base on it real quick, and then This is one I really wanted to check out, and we're doing really going to check out this quick. Druthers, if you're in Canada, if you're watching this, Druthers is a independent newspaper. That's right, newspaper. What? Newspaper? I thought newspaper was dead. No, it's a newspaper that is 100% independent, and readers, a lot of readers, help to write it. So I would highly suggest you check them out, possibly volunteer or subscribe, and you guys can get your own copy of Druthers. And independent media, 100% reader funded, and it's really taking on a lot of the narratives that none of the mainstream media will take on, or if they do take it on, they'll push you in the wrong direction with something that's called a limited hangout, where they only give you half the information and try to get you mad at some social group, maybe some minority or something like that. How do you turn, this is the problem we have in Canada. How do you turn big taxes on you into, oh, I don't like immigrants because that's why I have lots of taxes and they're getting all kinds of breaks. That's the mental illness of pendulum politics. And look at right now we've got Justin Trudeau. Before that was Stephen Harper. Stephen Harper did a bunch of bad stuff. It went one way. Then Trudeau got in there, supposedly, right? Because we all know they're making the decisions, not people behind them. Then it swings this way. But all the progress that they made with one form of government, it's like liberals believe in all this stuff, and they love abortion. But right-wing people don't like abortion. So what they do is, they use the left wing to take away certain rights. Then they use the right wing to use those powers that they just got to take away your rights to enforce those same things. So anyways, again, obviously check out Druthers for my fellow Canucks here. But this next article that we're going to check out really quick coming to the end of the show is some fake infighting, because it obviously looks like very obvious that all the parties are saying exactly the same things. So this story seems to be a bit of fake news, trying to make you think that the politicians are fighting. This is Canada's travel restrictions cause tensions between Ford and the feds. In a tweet on May 21st, Mr. Public Safety Bill Blair explained that Canada currently has some of the strictest border measures in the world, resulting in a 95% reduction in air travel. Responding to a letter from Ford, which called on the Prime Minister to make Canada's border rules stricter. So Ford is writing a letter to the national government complaining that the border rules are not stricter. But wait a minute. I thought that the right side of things were supposed to be, fighting for freedoms and smaller government. So, anyways, I mean, what can I say? Blair said that all of Canada's restrictions are based on facts and science, of course. Not flawed science, though. He added, if provinces like Ontario wish to see further restrictions to travel, they need to specify which of these groups they may wish to restrict further. Last week, Trudeau accused the Ontario Premier of playing politics and claimed that the feds had attempted to work with Ontario but had received no responses. Okay. Indicating what I thought, that this sounds just like a big puppet show. They're saying they tried to work with them. They didn't get back. Around the same time, Blair called on the Ontario Premier to look at the data and listen to health experts. So all they ever say, whether or not you're arguing for more lockdowns and more restrictions or you're arguing against them, is look at the data, listen to the health experts, look at the science, trust the science. In reality, what science is science is performing experiments to confirm data, to confirm facts. But of course, they didn't stone Da Vinci. No, they didn't kill Da Vinci for dreaming of the stars. That never happened. And I'm probably wrong. It's probably not Da Vinci. What's his name? What's the guy who made the telescope? He got killed for looking at the stars or some shit. Google it. What am I, a history teacher here? Come on, guys. Look this stuff up. Blair accused Ford of attempting to deflect and distract from the COVID-19 situation in the province. Yeah, probably. And so, again, it's just kind of silly. They're trying to say, he's fighting because, again, people can just come in, they don't get tested, and, perhaps they're spreading the virus or whatever. And, if you're going to take it as the threat that it is, sure, it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, what's the response? Look at this data and trust the science. So, why do they even bother putting out this statement? But anyways, this little blurb is basically nothing really that exciting in this particular article. Around this time, Blair called Ontario Premier to look at his data. Yeah, fuck off. Excuse my language here. But yeah, I just get so fed up with this stuff, man. I really do. And this is why people like me need to get involved in politics, need to get involved and try to make our voice louder, because, obviously I like to have a good time and just relax a lot of the time. I have other shows where I just do that. But I feel that since I realize this stuff and that since I'm able to sometimes make my point coherently, that I have the responsibility to fight back against this stuff. I really do. Because I love my country. I love my people. I even love immigrants, believe it or not. I really do. They want to come here. That's the greatest. What's the opposite of an insult? That's the greatest compliment that you can get. When someone comes here and they're saying, "Yeah, we didn't want to go to America. We wanted to come to Canada. We were happy that we got to come here." No offense to Americans watching. I know most of the people who watch this are American, but yeah, it makes you really proud. And I love immigrants. I really do. Of course, not all of them. I don't love all of the Canadians here. I actually probably don't like most of the Canadians already here because they're dumbasses. No, that's not true. I don't know most of the Canadians. I can't say that. I can say I'm frustrated with the whole damn thing. Canada is risking lives by messing around, says AstraZeneca vaccine developer. And this is interesting because this is right from the horse's mouth, as they say. Can we just watch the 2-minute video again? Is that can we just do that instead of reading the article? The professor is critical of Canada's approach to AstraZeneca's COVID vaccines. A researcher who oversaw the development of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine has described Canada's overall vaccine strategy as acting on a lot of hearsay, not facts. You could say that again. You could say that again. You could say that again. Speaking during CTV's news question period, Oxford University's Regius Professor of Medicine, Sir John Bell, specifically criticized Canada's approach to the AstraZeneca's vaccine, which he was involved in developing. Okay. What the hell? Look at this little ad. What the hell is going on there? All right. I don't know. I'm glad it wasn't obscene, but I mean, what the hell was that? It said join them or get divorced, and it was a girl doing yoga with another girl. Join them or get divorced. I don't know. Insert gay joke here. I don't know. At my last look, and nothing wrong if you're gay. Just I don't know. That was a really weird cartoon. At my last, I myself am a lesbian. At my last look, you guys are 3.6% vaccinated with 2 doses. Bell said. So just wait for B1-617. I don't know what the hell that is. That's a variant. It says just wait for the first variant. What the hell? They're talking about the Indian variant. All right, so just wait for the variant to rip through Canadian population, and then the problems you've had with these very rare clotting events will look pretty insignificant. The professor's comments come as multiple Canadian provinces paused the first dose of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine, citing either supply issues or concerns about rare blood clotting incidents. And I love how it's either one or the other, right? While most regions are holding on to their remaining AstraZeneca doses to give to those who've already had their first one, let's hope so. Ontario, because it's dangerous if you don't take both of them, apparently. So that's what they're talking about here. Ontario remains undecided on whether residents will be offered second doses of AstraZeneca at all. Let me make that clear for you. Ontario, the government of Ontario, remains undecided whether residents will even be offered a second dose of this experimental shit that they clearly said if you don't take both, you could get sick. But don't worry, we'll have both for you. But we're not sure if we'll have both for you. Sorry. Did I mention that we're going to let you outside soon? But only if you convince more people to take this. Again, we've only got 1 dose. And this is the vaccine manufacturer saying this. I mean, come on. People need to be put in prison for this stuff, or at least charged. Come on. While most regions are holding on to their already did that. Responding to this, Bell said, unless you've got 2 doses of mRNA vaccine sitting in your back room, you need to get on and vaccinate people. All this messing around is going to cost lives. This is a public health decision. It's not some academic game. Health Canada has a robust website with all the latest information. Oh my God. Is this the end of the article? How is that an article? How is that the article continued? Anyway, anyways. So again, they're saying, they might not even give you the second dose, even though it was dangerous to take one and not the other, because, you could be, you could have basically, supposedly they're giving you the mRNA, the messenger mRNA, but who's to say that doesn't mistakenly give you what they're calling COVID, because you need both of them to stop what is inside of you already, right? You need both of them to possibly neutralize whatever that is that makes you be safer against the virus. And if you don't get it, then it kind of grows inside you. And listen, I don't have a grade 8. I'm speculating here. That's not even a conspiracy theory. That's speculation based on logic. But they're saying it right there. The manufacturer is saying they're putting people at risk by not even offering the second dose. And that constitutes medical malpractice and public malfeasance. Like I said at the beginning of the broadcast earlier, you don't get to say that, oops, I made a mistake. And, you know, look at this guy. Wouldn't want her to touch you. Oh, boy. Ew, icky. I mean, that's not even a comment on the guy's sexuality. That's just like, you know, now we're being showed a picture of a woman in a nice shirt and we're told to think, you know, icky, ew, gross. No. Perhaps you like men in bathing suits. Imagine that was a guy in a bathing suit. He's big and strong, you know, what the fuck? We've got one more last final article for all you brave people who might have tuned in or stayed on. Austin, if you jumped off, I totally understand, man. If you didn't, wow, you know, that's pretty cool. We should have a conversation at some point. All right, so this article was posted May 10th, 2020 by George Stockburger. What do you want? I have this burger, you know. Isn't stock, you know, a burger, possibly stock burger. So Governor Cuomo of New York proposes legislation to stop discrimination against vaccinated individuals. Although, you know, he's totally cool with discriminating against people who don't get it. But anyways, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has proposed legislation aimed at stopping discrimination against those who are vaccinated against the virus. I'm not even going to bother saying it again. I've already said it 100 times today. And what is this? Gas prices continue to rise. I didn't ask about gas prices, guys. I didn't ask about gas prices. I don't have a car. I have a gas-powered skateboard, but that's no, I don't. That'd be cool if I did. New York governor, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we can't be in a situation where we're full-throated encouraging people to get a vaccine and then have people saying if you get a vaccine, you can't participate in this activity, said the governor on Monday. But that's basically what they've drafted legislation to say in New York specifically, if you don't get it or one of them, then you can't do a lot of certain things. And again, discrimination is not it's not a one-way street, guys. It's not a one-way. You can't say, oh, well, we're not going to discriminate against this group, but the other side of the group, we're going to discriminate against them because, you know, they don't choose. You know, we all chose to be white when we were born, right? Nobody chose to be black. No, they were just born black, but we all chose to be white, right? Right? You see how the logic of that breaks down really quickly? You could say about language speakers, perhaps. I don't know. Who cares? I don't need to make the comparison anymore. All right. We can't be, and I don't think I can either. I'm not that bright. We can't be in a situation, blah, blah, blah. The governor referenced a report in the Jewish Telegraphic Agency and other media outlets of a Sylvan County summer camp for Oxford Jewish boys, Camp Hicken, who said they would not be accepting any campers or staff who have been vaccinated for the virus. And again, I fully applaud Ox Orthodox, and it's an Orthodox camp, guys. If you don't know what Orthodox Jewish people are, they're basically kind of almost like Mormons, or not Mormons, I'm sorry, Amish people. They're pretty close to Amish people. So you're trying to tell Orthodox Jews that they have to have people who are taking experimental stuff? It's horrible. It's horrible. Because you could have someone there and they could get we don't know what this thing does yet. They could get your entire camp sick. Who knows? The experiment doesn't end till 2023. All right. And it sounds to me like they don't want to be part of an experiment and they don't want their campers part of an experiment. These are kids we're talking about. We're not talking about you can't go to the strip club or you can't go to the gambling parlor, casino, I think it's called. You can't go to the pizza place, what's another an adult activity? You can't go to the bar. No, we're talking about you can't go to an Orthodox Jewish boys' camp. You know, they want to protect the children, but that's not allowed. That's discrimination. I understand that the anti-vaccine argument says Cuomo, in my opinion, there is no science to it. There is no science to it. And I didn't repeat myself. That's what he says. He says, in my opinion, there is no science to it. There is no science to it. You can have a theory, you can have a belief, but you can't use that to make public policy without the science and without data. That sounds kind of familiar here. What's the data on how many people die from this virus? Less than 1%? Less than a percent point? Okay. Well, why do you think we should lock people down? It's your belief? Oh, okay. Belief based on the data, right? The data that's faulty. The governor did not lay out any timeline for when I really have to pee, but I'm holding in. The governor did not lay out any timeline for when legislation could be presented to state legislators. During the pandemic, the governor supported legislation that prevented discrimination against those who wore a mask. New York's mask mandate has been in place since April 17th, 2020. And again, I love their real mealy-mouthed doublespeak here. Oh, during the pandemic, the governor supported legislation that prevented discrimination against those who wore a mask. But there has been a mask mandate, which is a law. And if you go into a store without a mask, they'll basically just call the cops in a lot of places. They won't even let you know they're calling the cops. They'll just call the cops and have you arrested or escorted out or charged with trespassing. Absolutely unbelievable. And I just want you to picture it this way. Imagine if McDonald's tomorrow said, listen, we'll serve anybody of any faith, but nobody is allowed into McDonald's restaurant if they're not wearing a burqa. If you're not wearing a full burqa, you're not allowed in. Or if you're not wearing a funny clown hat and makeup, we're not letting you in. If you have an Audi belly button, sorry, you can't put that on. You know, if you don't have brown boots, you're not coming in our store. It's discrimination. It's discrimination. It's a piece of clothing. And if your masks keep you safe, well, I don't know why you need me to wear one. But listen, I've got a medical exemption, so I don't even care to argue about that stuff. For me, the mask thing is not as important as the vaccine thing. You know, even though most disposable masks that are not reusable, disposable masks are sprayed with Teflon, which is carcinogenic, but according to a fact check on the matter, it's not in high enough levels to give you cancer. So it is carcinogenic, but don't worry, it's not enough poison to poison you. It's poison, but it's not enough poison to poison you. Don't worry. And shut up too. Don't talk about it. Or come to your house and get you. We'll get you. Public places such as hotels, restaurants, transportation services, and retail stores cannot deny you entry or access to goods or services based on your perception that your national origin, race, or disability indicates possible exposure to the coronavirus. So wait, what? Oh, okay. They're saying that what country you're from, what disability you have. If someone can't say, I think you have coronavirus because you're Chinese. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they can't say that. And they already couldn't say that because that's discrimination on a different level. So they didn't even need that. Your employer cannot fire you, send you home, or tell you not to come home to work because they think you may have been exposed to the virus based solely on your race, national origin, or disability. But if they think you've been exposed based on the fact that you walk down the street, that's okay. Just as long as they don't indicate that you're, because you're black or white or whatever. Anyway, it is an unlawful discriminatory practice to terminate an employee or prevent them from working based on the speculation that the employee's race, national origin, or disability indicates possible exposure. They just wrote the same thing 3 times. 3 times. Oh, this is just all about race, It says the HRL prohibits discrimination based on a perceived connection between race, national origin, or disability, and possible exposure to the virus. Wearing a face mask does not change this. So I don't know what that even means. If you've been harassed or threatened because someone thinks you have the coronavirus, call 911 and contact law enforcement to report the incident immediately. If I was in these states, I would try this. If they didn't let me into the business, I'd be like, they think I have the coronavirus and they won't let me in their store. I'm going to call 911. It's an emergency. Oh my God. And listen, if they come and if they charge me, I would cite this article on WIVB.com and say, hey man, they told me to do it. If you have been harassed or threatened because someone I already read that. Threats and harassment based on race, national origin may be considered hate crimes. You may bring this to the attention of New York State Hate Crimes Task Force by calling blah, 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 blah. And of course, they're talking about people saying it's a China virus. And of course, nobody should be yelling at Asian people. Of course not. And what I'm talking about is much different. I'm talking about people that are from China coming to either the States or Canada, and possibly having something and passing it on because their family is being threatened at home. And that's much different, much, much different. I love Asians. I love Chinese people. I love Chinese food. No, I'm just kidding. But I do love Chinese food. I also love manga. So, yeah. I date a Japanese girl. I don't know about a Chinese girl. I date a girl from Hong Kong for sure. But, she's probably could be a spy, I date a Russian girl even if she was a spy. I don't even care. I'll convert. Just kidding. On Monday, the governor also reported that New York's COVID-19 positivity rate is about 1.43%, and that a total of 16,826,409, don't forget the 9, total doses of the vaccine have been administered statewide. So the positivity rate for the virus is less than 1%, but we can't lift the lockdown. There's 1% of people who've got this thing. It's horrible. The governor also announced that all Sunny and Cunny students, Cunny students will need to be vaccinated to attend in-person classes this fall. So basically, they're telling you they're gonna outlaw discrimination against someone who's part of a medical experiment till 2023. Again, I want to repeat that for you so you understand really clearly. They're gonna make it illegal for you to discriminate against someone who willingly participated in a medical experiment that's not finished until 2023. But they can discriminate against your children to attend in-person education if they don't take an experimental medical procedure that's not, if they don't take part in if your kids do not take part in a medical experimentation, then they're not allowed to come back to school. Is that discrimination? I don't know, but it's something. It's something criminal. And there's a lot of talk about Cuomo getting in trouble for sexual harassment. If he did that, he should definitely be held accountable. I wouldn't doubt it. The guy looks like a sleazy fucking creep. Excuse my language, but he does. He looks like a creep. And wouldn't surprise me too much. But sorry to say, and I don't think they're accusing he held anyone down and didn't. He assaulted them, so it's something a little bit less. Still very horrible. But the crime of killing a bunch of old people by putting them back in retirement homes when they knew the virus was in there when this first started, and the virus was actually like, some kind of real, whether it was a bad flu or what. There is bad flus. Flus kill a lot of people, man. Flus kill a lot of people. They should be doing something about it, but not forcing stuff on people. And so we've come to the end of another wonderful show. And I gotta say, man, it was fun. I had fun this time. I've been away for almost a month now, maybe more. I've been avoiding coming back because I really didn't want to deal with this stuff. And, I might get 8 views off this video. I don't really care. I did it for me. I did it so I could feel better. And I did it because, I do enjoy doing it. Obviously, I went off the rails. I went too long. But, it was fun. We had Austin stop by, if albeit but briefly. Maybe he's still here, maybe he's not. And, for me, that was worth it enough because I wanted to talk to that dude for a while. He's a pretty talented fledgling musician, and he's interested in a lot of the older music too. So that's why I'm hoping to, hopefully talk to him about that at some point, because another one of my passions in life is music. I really love especially old music. I've been listening to a lot of stuff recently. I just got to send it off to it in an email, because I've got some new stuff I want him to listen to, very little, but then I've got a lot of old stuff that I want to, send his way, because I think it's harder to discover real music. Most of the music I'm going to share, I discovered in the last 5 years. Before that, I just like classic rock and stuff. So, but anyways, life is fast. So is this gummy. Wanna wick. I've been getting on the last note of the show, I've been getting non-stop advertisements for weed, not just on this website, but also in my phone calling app that I have for my computer. I don't have a cell phone. I just use a computer to make phone calls. And all the companies, this is my point, all the companies have such stupid names. Stupid names. Wannawick. Let me think if I could think of another one. Like Canacost. I mean, I don't even know. I can't think of it. My bladder's full. I'm going to go ahead and try to take a piss. Then I'm going to check the comments and see if anybody is still watching. Before I do, I'm going to go ahead and pop on a song or something. I think I'll pull up some wax so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about, some of that new stuff. But yeah, again, that's another show. And again, we've all got to really remember, we live on a paradise planet. A lot of people say, how could there be a God that exists when all the sufferings in the world, little kids die of cancer, we got this virus going around, war, nonstop war. We live on a paradise planet. You plant a seed, it grows into pretty much anything that you eat, aside from meat, sugar, all that stuff. It comes from a plant. Chickens poop food. Chickens poop food. They poop eggs. And I got to deal with vegans yelling at me because I want to eat an Egg McMuffin. An Egg McMuffin, people. Not even a cheeseburger with double bacon. We're talking about an Egg McMuffin. Oh, the Rocky movie you didn't know existed from Darren Carter. I'd probably check that out. Laundry Day. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Wax. And let's go with how about I can't even think of a great one. I'm just gonna go pee. Fuck it. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. I need to get like a portable inflatable urinal. I need to invest in diapers. I need to find a company that makes something called mouth lube, so I don't have to drink water when I'm making a show. I can just have mouth lube. I now realize, saying it out loud, that mouth lube doesn't really sound like something people would want to buy. Cancel that comment. All right, so, what the hell was I saying? So yeah, we live on a paradise planet, man. We really do. We've got chickens that poop food. We've got, you can grow cannabis that cures your cancer. You can grow wheat and sugar and make alcohol. Everything comes from nature. Man has made very little. Oreo cookies technically come from nature. And all that stuff is from nature. So what I'm trying to say to you is the world is a paradise. We are still living in the Garden of Eden, whether you believe in God or not, we're still living in a paradise planet. And if we would just stand up for it once in a while, if we would just stick up for our planet once in a while, this world would be so much better. So much better. And I firmly believe that over the last 100 years, our world and our way of life in every country has been stolen from us. From China to Timbuktu, from London to Lei Ping Chao, China. That's probably not even a real place. Pingqing Chongqi, that's somebody's name. Guaranteed, that's somebody's name. Buffalo Wart, that's somebody else's name. It's a big world we're living in. You know, we're living in a perfect world. We just got to stick up for it, man. How could there be a God with all the suffering existing in the world? Well, let me ask you this. What have you done today to fight against the New World Order? What have you done today to make the world a little bit better of a place? What have you done today to end homelessness? And I'm not talking about feeding the homeless. That's all good and nice. But what have you done to end homelessness? What have you done to free your people from the slavery system? Not much. And I haven't done anything except for this crappy little show. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Al Wooden. I'm going to go ahead and check the comments. I just didn't want to lose my fire when I saw that nobody's watching me. But yeah, it's nice connecting with people like Austin, and hopefully eventually I'll be able to speak to Darren too. And, because I don't really have a lot of friends left, and I don't really have a lot of good things in my life except for, doing the podcast and talking to people online, man. And so as much as I've been depressed in the last month, and as silly as it is, and I'm not saying YouTube because it's definitely not YouTube, but this work and, hopefully eventually comedy. I've got a lot of jokes. I've got a ton of jokes I've been writing. It will give me something else to live for. Because right now I don't want to sound dark, and I don't want to end on a dark note. I don't have a hell of a lot to live for, man. I got my cats. I've got my YouTube show and my whatever. I've got my music. I've got my weed. And that's about it. And I've got my passion for fighting for weed and stuff, and the fact that it cures cancer. But I got the love of my country. I've got my internet friends, and that's pretty much it, man. So thanks for watching if you did to this point. And, whoever watched this point, you're badass. I want to talk to you, and I want to have a conversation with you. If it's 10 minutes, if it's 20 minutes, if it's 2 hours, I want to know what real average people think. I want to know how average people feel about what's been going on the last year. And not only that, but some amazing things that I could just tell you out of history. Just pop this information on you. I want to know what you think about it. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to check out the comments right now. About to be crushed that no one's watching, but you got to detach yourself from the actual results. And again, if nobody even gets to this point in a 2-hour broadcast, 2.5, 3-hour broadcast, I can chop it up into pieces. I need to do more work on this because I do love doing it. And if I put in a little bit more work, it would mean a little bit more because more people would be seeing it. Now let's go ahead and check out those comments. All right. So, as expected, most people have tuned out. Oh. White cis male says, bro, you go a little bit too fast. Consider following my channel. Is it white CIS male? Because I'll check it out right after I'm done here, man. And I encourage everybody else who watched to this point, or if you're watching in a clip, perhaps, probably not, this doesn't seem clip worthy, check out white CIS male, white CIS male on YouTube. And we're reading the backwards right now, but am I the only viewer? He says I do live streams to 0 or 1 viewer too. I've had about 10 watching before. That's probably my highest number. Most people watching the replay, but again, it's like you can have 300 subscribers. You go live and 10 people are going to see it. And it doesn't matter if you're controversial or if you're just a musician like Oz the Bass Boss who's watching earlier. And he's got 300 subscribers, but nobody tunes in. And it's because YouTube has a system where they make you pay to get more people to see your stuff. Also, they've got this arbitrary system where subscribers don't get notified for all your content. It's just if they click the bell. Sorry, I was going a little bit fast, especially while I was reading. I was just trying to get everything out as fast as I damn well could because I know attention spans are or not huge. Oh wow, Austin did watch for a long time. Shout out to Austin Base Boss. If you're still not Austin, I know you've gone to bed, but everybody please check out Austin Base Boss on YouTube. And yeah, man, I'm gonna be trying to have him on my podcast pretty soon. And if not just on if not on anything political, I'd like to talk to music about him, because you know, especially if someone's serious about music, they really need good. If you're gonna have an athlete training for sports or to do something amazing, they need good food. If you're gonna have a great musician that's actually gonna break through, they need to know about the roots. And I'm happy to say he actually does know quite a bit about classic music. But Austin said, good night. I have my last day of school tomorrow. Sorry I didn't reply to that, man. I do hope you have a great day at school tomorrow, and I hope it's more normal next time you go back. I don't think it will be, but you know, man, I hope you have a great day at school, and I hope we'll talk again soon, man. It really made my day, not to belittle white CIS male, but I've aspired to talk to Austin for a while about music and stuff, and I've been hoping to send him some links, and I'm a big fan of his father's. And yeah, it's pretty cool that he watched. I'm actually surprised. I'm happy I did this tonight, if that alone. But let's see what white CIS male said. I'm just gonna call him White. He says, "I get it, bro. I'm sure my streams are boring for the listener, even though they're enjoyable for me. Very easy to go on a tangent, etc." And you know, I consider myself something of an entertainer, comedian, a loudmouth, a ranter. Some people love my rants. I assume. I know I love them. But yeah, it's more about, it's not about the appeal of you to your viewer. It's more about the platform that you're on doesn't want to promote people not only who are telling the truth, but people who aren't towing the line. So, you know, if you were to start towing the line, they'd probably promote your content. But they don't want to accidentally promote another nobody like me to stardom. If I had 1,000 subscribers, that's 1,000 minds that I could influence, possibly even in taking action. I don't know, I'm not saying any bad action, but in general. So anyways, that's tonight's show. White, I will check out your channel right after the broadcast. And I'm just going to finish the rest of this joint since we've been going for nearly 3 hours. I don't see any harm in it. See if anything comes to my mind. So did you hear this? Did you see about this? Holy fuck. Yeah, I gotta get back to doing stuff. Oh, woo! Oh my God. I got a lot of spiders in my house, but right now there's this big yellow spider crawling on my wall. And usually when I see those ones, I kill them, but I kind of want to catch this one and put it in a jar. So I take this jar and I catch this fucking spider in a jar, and that'll be it for the show tonight. Come here. Oh, it jumped. Oh my God. I caught it. Look at that fucker. He's in a fucking jar now. He ain't coming out. That fucker. So like I said, I got a bunch of spiders in my house because I actually have a lot of cockroaches in my house as well. And I figure that not killing them is a good way to control those spiders. But yeah, this one's big and yellow and it has literally black fangs. You can't see it because my thing is a shitty computer. But it literally has black fangs and it's yellow. Oh, there he is. You can see it crawling around and shit. There it goes. You can see it. Yeah, there it is. See? Big ass spider. Not actually that big. I'm going to keep it and feed it bugs, though. I'm not going to kill it. I don't like killing things, even if they're repulsive to look at. That's why I didn't kill the spiders, though. I actually like spiders now. Not the yellow spiders with black fangs, though. These other spiders, they look like the other spiders in my house. They look like Daddy Longlegs, but if Daddy Longlegs were complete pussies and skinny. The thing to look out for says white cis male, CIS male. The thing to look out for is you only get 20 hours a month on StreamYard's free account. Not sure how often you do streams, though. Yeah, no, I'm taking it you do StreamYard too. And yeah, you only get 20 hours, but my work ethic really doesn't. Like sometimes I bypass it, and then you can just stream live to YouTube now. For a while, for like 2 years, you couldn't stream live to YouTube, but now for some reason I can stream live to YouTube again. But I remember when I started this 4 months after I started it, I couldn't no longer go live, so I discovered StreamYard, and as much as I complain, they are pretty good. They're good for an idiot like me. But for instance, for the last 5 minutes, it's been showing I have 0 viewers. And apparently White was watching for a few minutes up until 2 minutes ago, or he might still be watching, but it's showing I have 0 viewers right now. So very encouraging for the content creator as he's doing his thing. I would highly recommend you check out CorbettReport.com, though, if you're still watching, man. And I'll type that out for you, CorbettReport.com. And, man, he's got all kinds of documentaries, all kinds of he's got a weekly news show called New World Next Week. They address everything from Bill Gates being a piece of crap to lockdowns to vaccines to super science coming to get you, everything. And I'm a student, I can proudly say, of James Corbett. Check him out at CorbettReport.com. And everything there is completely free. Documentaries to download. You can download hours of documentaries, all sourced. You're not going to be watching Alex Jones rant about the lizard people. You're going to be watching basically a historian. He's not an old guy, a historian talking about historical events that you will never fucking hear about, guaranteed. Because the guy is basically the Joe Rogan of truth. If Joe Rogan were famous for something he actually deserved, which is telling the truth, it'd be him. Yeah, and again, sorry. Let me read that first. That's new. You used to be only able to go live on YouTube if you had 1,000 subs. Yeah, and it might be because I have over 1,000 hours of me talking to the camera here. And again, look at this. We've got proof now. White CIS Mail says, yeah, I'm still here despite the 0 viewers. And, that's really weird. I'd like to I'm going to probably report that to StreamYard or to YouTube. And I don't know why it's not showing up. But it would be nice if it did show up. Anyways, yeah. I'll finish this. I got about a hit left. I think after this, I might do a virtual smoke session. Maybe it's a waste of time at this hour, actually. I don't know. I might do like a 10-minute one. It'd be nice to talk about some stuff some more. But, yeah, again, it's not I'm not even saying I'm not going to do YouTube anymore, but or make videos anymore. But it's just a kind of a waste of time working on YouTube. Check out Odyssey. That's ODYSEE. That's an alternative platform, ODYSEE. And I think it's .com. Anyways. And they're basically just like YouTube. Except they actually pay content creators for their views. And they've recently made a lot of improvements. You can actually live stream to Odyssey now. White is saying he knows of Odyssey, so that's good. At least word's getting around. Also, Rockfin. I might apply to Rockfin now that they're accepting applications. I would suggest any serious content creator do the same because they actually pay you in fucking cash, crypto, but it's actually better than cash because you don't have to pay taxes. I mean, unless you're a sucker. And you're scared of the government coming to get you. I'm a Canadian. There's no tax prison in Canada. There is in the States, however, so. We had some fun tonight. We learned some things. We did some stuff. We smoked some joints. We had some conversations with some very, very nice people, very sweet people, very intelligent people, because it takes an intelligent person to tune into this kind of a broadcast. It takes an inquisitive and curious mind to click on something with only a few views or somebody with only a few subscribers. And I do it from time to time, mostly because I'm looking for people to talk to. But yeah. White, I definitely want to have you on the podcast soon, perhaps tomorrow. You can come on and talk if you want. Let me know what you think about that before I jump off. I'm going to jump off here in a minute. But yeah, White, if you ever want to have a conversation, I'm completely open to it. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to. I prefer it because it's better for production value. But what matters is the conversation. And yeah, we should definitely collaborate sometime and see what each other think about certain subjects. Because the most interesting talking is talking between at least two people, right? As wonderful as I am, I think White says, I think most of the smaller forums will likely fail eventually, so I'm reluctant to try them in a hurry. For now, I'm just working on improving my streams, getting over the anxiety, etc. And here's what I like to do to comment on that before I read your next comment. You can usually now, when I do live broadcast, a few hours after which you can download it. So what you should do is you should download your live broadcasts from YouTube if you have the time, and go ahead and post them to other platforms like Odyssey, because there it's not censored. There, if you engage in the comment section, you'll get a bunch of people flocking to your channel, man. Almost every time I've engaged, I've got a new subscriber on there, but I've only got 5 or 7 subscribers. So. White says, can always join those other media formats later. But yes, you get an early start on stuff that's just starting, you can actually dominate on the platform. And obviously, Odyssey is full of people now. Obviously, Rockfin restricts who can make content, so it's more lucrative. White says, cool, if I'm available, I can pop up on audio, but very casually. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, it's all about the conversation, I think, he says. He also says, that's a good idea. How are you downloading the live streams? Believe it or not, if you go into YouTube Creator, so if you just clicked on my videos or past live broadcasts, it is on youtube.com, and they gave you the option to download, but it's not until the video is done processing. So, you do have to wait sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 12 hours, but usually less than 24 hours later, you can download your entire free live broadcast, or I don't know why I said free. You can download your entire broadcast and then post it to other places. You can even edit it. You can even, add intros like I like to do sometimes when I'm not feeling lazy. But yeah, that's how I'm doing it. For a long time, I was trying to find something third party, and I noticed there's a download button. And I was enraged when I couldn't click it right away, but then, I figured out you have to wait for it to process. So about that, I want to say anything before I jump off here, White. I encourage it. Is White CIS Mail your YouTube channel name? Because I'm going to go ahead and look that up before bed. It's 3:19 here in Ontario, Canada. Cool, I'll check it out. He says, will be handy to have. I was thinking of maybe chopping up the live streams to post for shorter videos. I definitely have to do that too, because there's a lot of funny stuff that people who are not willing to watch a 3-hour video would love to see. Funny moments with callers. I usually have people call into the show. I usually have people come on here and co-host with me if I can tell they're not going to whip out their cock and start baiting. I don't mind. And to finish it off, he says, that's all good, homie. Catch you another time. Yeah, straight up, I'm going to be trying to do more videos, and usually do them live because that's how I'm going to do the share screen and all that, read articles. But yeah, it was good to have somebody to chat with for sure for the end of the show here. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be cutting up a few clips because I've got tons of stuff I want to show people. But hey, I don't blame you. I don't have time to watch 3 hours of myself talk. Says, yep, that's my channel name. Search this on YouTube. Live stream dash chat dash semi open panel dash politics dash comma current events, culture wars, news, social justice. I will. No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be searching that. I'll just search your channel name, and if I can't find it, I'll search all that other shit. But I should be able to find it pretty easily. But I definitely will be subscribing, and I'll check out some of your videos and leave a couple comments. Anyways, to everyone who might have watched to this point, or if for some reason in the future I have possibly added this to I don't know, fucking SoundCloud or some bullshit, iTunes. Maybe you're listening on iTunes. If you're listening on iTunes, give me a 5-star review. Give me a 2-star review. Just give me a fucking review. Why don't you? Why don't you? You're that damn lazy. And yeah, if you're listening to the podcast, please do share it out there. We're not going to be promoted by Bill Gates. We're not going to be promoted by GooTube. We're not going to be promoted by anybody, really. Anybody except you. That's the name of my recent video. I guess it will make it easier to find. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. He said, and then White says, anyway, how? Take it easy. With a smiley face. You too, buddy. I'm not sure what time it is there. It's 3:22 here. I'm going to log off, try to calm down, smoke a J. I probably got a few chores to do. But, yeah, it was good to do this again. It was good to get back in the game. I've been really down the dumps, depressed, angry at myself, doubting myself. And, you know, when it gets down to it, when you fall off that horse, you just got to remember, when you get back on, you're going to realize why you loved riding it in the first place. And that's a powerful feeling. Thanks for tuning in. I am Al Wooten, a.k.a. the Skeptical Canuck. And you're listening to News, Politics, Conspiracy Theory Chats. And remember, the world is a paradise if only we would stick up for it. This episode of News, Politics, Conspiracy Theory Chat was brought to you by our sponsor, Cannabis. Smoke cannabis today if you're experiencing menstrual cramps, insanity, frustration, constipation, masturbation, inflammation, anything that you're experiencing, smoke a bit of weed and you'll get a lot better. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Alone again. Why am I alone again? I got nobody that loves me. I got nobody anyone can see. I'm alone again. I'm gonna go and jerk it to some stuff that I'm watching.